Columbus.
Joe, that ain't good enough. Come on, Joe.
Wait, no. Stop this one.
Frizzle left tight, F fly, pass 37 punch, waggle, help, baby dizzy, X fan on the turbo.
Thank you, baby.
Football, man.
It's time to listen to a bald, fat loudmouth
Mr. T-Bone.
and a former football player.
And that ball intercepted by Tyvis, pal.
Wow, no radio station has ever done that before.
Did it work for those people?
No, it never does. But it might work for us.
Welcome to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Oh, welcome to Thursday. I'm T-Bone, he's Tyvis. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. Tyvis, pal, how you feeling, buddy?
You know, as this week goes on, you know, you start to get a little bit used to the waking up and the going to sleep at night. But I tell you what, last night I was in a dilemma, T-Bone.
What was your dilemma?
So last night, my wife made burgers and hot dogs, okay?
Who doesn't love a burger and hot dogs?
Right.
I mean, if you're vegan, I guess, or vegetarian, you may not. But for most people who don't eat that way, yeah, it's good.
I tried to do the healthy thing. No bun, you know.
Okay.
Did
I say a word? I said okay.
Listen,
I did drip some subtlety onto it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, like, try it. You don't knock it until you try it.
Tyvis, just so you know, I have tried no bun. It was
great, wasn't it?
No. I've done Weight Watchers. I've done keto, Atkins, back when that was a thing, which is similar to keto. I've done like everything you can imagine diet-wise. I have done all of them. So when you say, like, have you tried it? Yes, I've tried it. It's not for lack of effort on my part that I'm this big. Well, there's other things at play.
There's more to this story. Let me finish.
All right, yeah, go ahead. When you say that, like, hey, try it. No, I have.
Because
okay.
this is an epiphany that I'm having.
All right.
So I ate that. around 5 o'clock, and I was fine. Like, I was fine doing everything, blah, 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 play with the kids, blah, blah, blah. Right? So around 7:30, 8 o'clock, my kids wanted like a little snack, and I had this fruit. So I had an orange and I had some strawberries. So I peeled the orange, gave them the orange, took a couple pieces. I cleaned the strawberries, gave them the strawberries, and I ate a piece, like one thing of strawberries, a big one though.
Right.
After I ate that, my stomach was just messed up. And I don't know, maybe I'm at a point in my life where I can't eat healthy anymore. Like,
yeah.
Like when I eat healthy.
I think that's what I was about 10 years ago.
When I eat healthy.
When I was your age.
This was bad. Like, I was laid out on the bed, like couldn't really move because my stomach was just aching.
Because you ate an orange?
Yeah. I don't know what that's about.
But you think it might have been the stuff previous, like eating the burgers with no bun?
But this was like 3 hours ago.
Well, yeah.
And then the only time my body's done this before is when I ate like raw vegetables. Like, I can't eat raw vegetables. If I eat raw vegetables, yeah, for some odd reason it like tears my stomach up to where like I'm laid out and can't move.
Wow.
And I don't know, like,
Have you thought about talking to a doctor about this? Because that's,
no,
I mean,
I haven't.
You might want to find out why that is. If you can't eat a raw vegetable.
Maybe this is the world telling me that I need to just let it go.
Number one, it very well could be. And if so, welcome. Because here's the thing. I know you. You're never going to get like me. You're going to enjoy yourself. You might put on another few pounds, but then you're going to go work out and you're going to mostly eat healthy. What I would say, though, is if you can't eat a raw vegetable, like a carrot. If I throw a carrot at you, it's going to lay you out for like a wow.
Because I used to, like, when I was a kid, my grandmother used to give us celery, and she used to put like blue cheese in the celery, and we used to eat it.
Sure.
It was wonderful. It was a delicious snack. If I ate that today, like, it would lay me out.
That's shocking. Bodie,
it is.
Bodie, are you eating raw fruits and vegetables? Are you able to do that, or is that too tough for the system?
I can eat that stuff. I'm not going to say I have like an iron stomach, but I've never really ate anything before over the years that gets me like that. So knock on wood.
You eat chicken and rice all the time.
That too, yep.
Hey, I
just eat it raw. I don't even cook it. Straight out the package.
Although, you know what? I worked with a guy many years ago at one of the other radio stops I had. There was a guy I worked with who he had progressed. He said he had trained his body to eat raw meat.
It's like David Goggins.
Like, yes, it was that kind of, it's like, I can do anything. And I said, what do you mean raw meat? And he said, well, I used to get my steaks like medium rare, and then I'd get them rare. And then I think what's the step beyond rare? Is it like blue or whatever?
Uncooked.
Yeah, well, it's like
uncooked.
It's barely, but it's cold almost in the center. It's and so okay, but it went further than that, because then this guy said, well, then I started doing that with my hamburger meat, where I would cook on the grill. I would make sure there was more and more pink, and I got to the point where I really liked the texture and the cold, wet meat. And so this guy, I swear I worked with this guy for a year, and I saw him eating, and I would always wonder, like, what's going on in his stomach? He claimed that he would put it on the grill and then leave it on there for a minute and take it off. It wouldn't even get warm, let alone get like caramelized. And he got to a point where he just started eating it out of the package. He said he ate ground raw meat out of the package. And now he's probably dead, because I don't know how you survived that. But
what?
Dude,
why?
I'm telling you, Tyvis, I know you've been in this media profession now for a number of years. You have not even scratched the surface of the weird people you can meet in radio. There are some interesting folks that work in this line of work. I mean, they're everywhere, right?
But I wouldn't trust them. How about that?
Oh, I didn't. After that, how could you trust someone who eats raw meat?
You watched him eat the raw meat?
I didn't see him eat the raw meat. I saw him bring in burgers that looked like they were cooked on the outside, but then in the middle they were pink. And
Could you imagine?
He'd take it out of the package cold and just eat it.
Imagine he said, "You know what? I'm throwing a little dinner at my house. You should come by."
No. Although, what's the thing? There is beef tartare. You ever seen that? Look that up.
Yeah.
That's where it is like it's I mean, it's very nice cuts of meat. It's
not for me though.
But it's raw meat. No. And they toss it in different I think they put an egg in it. So that'll be good. A raw egg and raw meat, spin that around. Now you can eat it. Now it's fine.
I always see the people that can eat raw eggs, like, you know how it's supposed to be like the healthy thing. You crack the egg and
it's not healthy.
I
get sick doing that.
I do want to try it one day, but I just
do it on a Friday after the show. Give yourself a couple days to clear out, just in case you mess up. And Rocky did that. In Rocky, he's sitting there putting
to the
raw
fan
eggs.
Cafe, see if there's any eggs up there.
They got all kinds of stuff for you upstairs.
Nah, I'm cool. After the chili dog incident, I'm cool.
Yeah, I don't blame you. All right, so more. If you know what, if you know people who eat raw meat, please let me know, because I know that, like with steak, they say once you cook the outside, that kills any of the bacteria, but on the inside, it's not going to have bacteria because the way.
What do you
get?
Is. You get medium rare?
I do medium rare. Yeah, no. I don't go rare. I'll go medium.
Medium is as high on the chain I'm going.
You mean as cooked?
No, as less cooked.
Oh, you go medium well, or maybe medium, but never medium rare.
Correct.
Okay. Well, at least medium's all right. That's fine. For me, I prefer medium rare.
For what? It don't need to be like that.
It's great. Oh, it's delicious.
What is the difference between that and medium? It's about the same.
It's not about. Look, you can do it on your finger. Have you ever done this?
Oh my goodness!
If you put your thumb and your pinky together, and you feel like the meat under your thumb, that's well done. And if you go to like your middle finger, that's like medium rare. And then if you do your index and thumb, that's how they say you can judge, just by touching. Oh, this is rare. This is medium rare. Medium. Well done.
Okay, so if this is rare, if your pointer and thumb is rare, that's too soft.
Oh, that's rare. I'm just telling you, that's how it's cooked. Your thumb is the meat. Your thumb meat is the meat. You can judge it. When you're grilling this summer, you'll think of this and you'll do it and go, hey, that's not scientific, by the way. If you end up with like strychnine or, I don't know, E. coli, whatever you can get from that, it's not from me. I didn't say that. All right. We started off on raw meat, and we're going from there. NFL schedules are out. We've got that coming up. We have a new segment called The List, where in the list, we're going to give you a topic, and then we're going to come up with our top 5. You're going to submit yours if you want to at Bone and Tyvis 971. The list subject today, top 5 biggest sports scandals in honor of Pete Rose, right? Saw the Reds yesterday. They had played the White Sox. Believe they lost in the Pete Rose game. How appropriate that is. But talk about the top 5 sports scandals. We'll do that in the 7 o'clock hour. You can submit yours now at Bone and Tyvis 971. Help us form our list. And plenty more to get to here today. One of the all-time villains in Columbus sports history, could be coming back to Columbus next year, and I can't wait for it. We will do that later as well. But first up, like I said, NFL schedules are out. We're going to talk about the Browns, the Bengals. I don't know. Do we have to get into the Steelers? Do we owe it to Steelers fans to talk about their schedule?
Yeah, we'll touch on that.
We're going to go wins and losses. Do you want to do that? Pick every game. We don't even know. We don't even know who's going to be like the quarterback for some of these teams. Like, loss, win.
Well, if you're going to do it that way, you got to do it twice. With Aaron Rodgers, without Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, we got to. There's so many caveats. The Browns with Shedeur Sanders or with Joe Flacco or with anybody else. Like, there's 4 quarterbacks it could be right now.
We may be safe with just Cincy because at least we know
we know it's Joey B. We don't know if they'll have a defensive line to speak of, or at least one. Well, because isn't their draft pick is also kind of holding out, waiting for stuff too.
Yeah,
so
Shamar Stewart. He said
Trey Anderson's got his deal.
Money.
Yeah, so we'll talk about all that schedule release. We got it all last night. We'll give you the details next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Waking up to some wet and slippery roads, but thankfully no major crashes to report as of now. Both directions of 71 coming into downtown looking smooth. For folks in the Pickerington area, 33 westbound looking great, and no issues over at our 70 and 670 split. I'm 10 TV's Breen Albizu for your fan traffic.
Transform the look of your home with big savings at Menards. Window Images faux wood room darkening blinds at a classic design and privacy. They're available in a variety of stylish colors: white, oak, gray, and mahogany to match any decor. Plus, get them trimmed to width for free. Save big money on window treatments at Menards. And don't forget to check out our weekly flyer on menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Whether you played football for multiple years like me or you're just a stay-at-home parent, knee and back pain hurts the same for all of us. It can alter how you go about your day. QC Kinetics has our back. Hey, it's Tyvis Powell. Dr. Aaron Wolkoff and his teams are doing amazing work. They're using regenerative cell therapy to restore the tissue in your achy joints. These are biologic growth factors with robust healing property, carefully and strategically placed in your joints. These treatments are giving your joints new life and repairing old tissue. Best part with QC Kinetics, there are no drugs, there's no surgery involved, and there's no downtime. This is an all-natural cellular level option with lasting relief. Patients can't stop raving about how good they feel. You can have all the fun and not be slowed down by that awful joint pain in your knees or back. Go to QCkinetics.com/Columbus or call QC Kinetics now and learn about these cutting-edge treatments that can help you live your best life. The consultation is free. New locations in Grove City and Canal Winchester. 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a room of rejected mascot memorabilia. Is it real? No one knows. But we do know NJM is proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
It always seems to happen at the worst time. You're finally in bed after a long, hard day, and then you hear it. You sit up, heart sinking. Is that coming from the ceiling? All of a sudden, it's a middle of the night flashlight hunt to find the leak. But don't worry, Newman Roofing has you covered, literally. With more than 3 decades in the business, we've seen just about everything a storm can throw at a roof. Our teams know how to spot the problem, explain your options, and fix it right the first time, with craftsmanship and care you can feel good about. We're not just here for a quick patch job, and we never will be. We're here to make sure your home stays protected season after season. So when it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, choose the company you can trust, Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Receive a 100% match when you deposit up to $400. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Have you ever told a friend?
Oh, I'm fine.
When you really felt?
Just so overwhelmed.
Or sent a text?
Can't sleep. Are you awake?
When you couldn't find the words to say?
I'm scared to be alone with my thoughts right now.
Then this is your sign to reach out to the 988 Lifeline for 24/7 free confidential support. You don't have to hide how you feel. Text, call, or chat anytime.
Two guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same two guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by Nantz.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Michael Behrens. We're watching a quiet start to the day today. Temperatures make their way to the 80s this afternoon. Pop-up shower or storm possible. We'll see better chances for strong to severe weather tonight, especially after 10 o'clock. Make sure you're staying weather aware. 10 TV Weather Impact Alert Day will be in place. We'll see additional threats for severe weather Friday evening into Friday night, so continue to stay weather aware. That's your latest 10 Weather Impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
When Tyvis looks at Bone, he sees the future. Bald, fat, white. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Maybe fired. Tyvis may just cost himself a job here. Bodie, you're going to have to go get some paper towels.
I say
10 seconds before we go to hit the mics on. Tyvis just knocked his water over.
I saved it.
Is it near the board?
No, I saved the board.
Okay, all right, you did. Good. All right. Yeah, Bodie, though, we may need to get some paper towels, just FYI. We'll have to do that. We're off to a good start. Raw meat, spilling our drinks. Hey, let's talk NFL schedule. The Browns have announced their schedule, as did the Bengals, as did every team in the NFL last night with their cute videos. I didn't see the Bengals video that they did. I did see the Browns video, and it didn't make a lot of sense to me. I didn't really understand I must be too old to get the references, or I don't know. It was.
If that's the case, I'm scared to hear you say that because I didn't get the references either.
No,
I mean,
I have news for
Brownie
you.
the elf sitting down at a table, cracking eggs, and
I'm
playing
sure
Jenga.
If someone could explain that to us, please, at Bone and Tyvis 971 or in the YouTube chat. We're there. You can jump in and you can let us know. That would be very helpful because I don't know what it was. But here, it doesn't matter if we get that or not. Here's what the actual schedule is. We knew the Browns and Bengals were going to open up the season together. They do so. That is the Browns hosting the Bengals at 1 p.m. on Fox. So they have all that sorted out for you. Then the Browns are at the Ravens the next week. That first stretch, man, it's Bengals at home, at the Ravens, Packers at home, at the Lions, Vikings in London. That's your first 5 weeks of the season. Then you come back from London and you go to Pittsburgh, where you always just have tremendous success for the Browns. So that's first 6 games. You could be looking at maybe 3 to. Thank you, Fish. Fish just brought paper towels in. We appreciate it. Our program director. That could be 2 to maybe like. You might get 2 wins out of that, 3 wins out of that. I mean,
well, that's the thing. The thing about the NFL is you can't, year to year, teams change. You come in and you play the schedule game and you're like, all right, this team was not good last year, so that's a win. That's a win. People did that last year with the Commanders. You looked at them and said, oh, Browns play the Commanders?
Yeah,
that's
win.
an easy win.
You're
and
right.
then obviously they turned out to be one of the best teams in the NFC. So You can't. You got to take it with a grain of salt on this one. And with the Browns going back to Kevin Stefanski's offense, hopefully they not rank 32nd and can't score 20 points every game. Like, let's hope that is dead.
You're
and
right.
let's hope that defense as well. But you're right. I mean, it's not like I'm telling you they're going to come out of this thing 6-0. That's not the case. The NFL, everybody's close as any given Sunday. Anything can happen. So you got to keep that in mind. But if you're going off of just recent team and you look at the roster and how things has been, it's not looking good. We probably may be seeing one of these rookie quarterbacks come in the game at week 6, week 7.
Yeah. Well, look, Bengals know they have to start off hot this year. They can't get a slow start. And they are looking at their schedule and probably looking at the first 6 weeks of that, saying a similar thing to what the Browns are is, all right, I mean, it's no schedule's easy in the NFL, right? But sometimes you get eased into it, and then later on in the schedule, you kind of pick up the tougher games. for the Bengals, they're starting off on the road. Now, again, it's the Browns. We know that rivalry game is kind of weird.
Yeah, the Browns.
But everybody's going to be up for that. You're going to get the best version of if it's Joe Flacco starting for the Browns, right? That Kevin Stefanski offense. He'll have some tricks up his sleeve. So that.
What if it's Kenny Pickett?
Oh, okay. It could be Kenny. You know what, though? It won't be like cold and windy, so his hands will be fine. So maybe he can throw a couple passes for us. But yeah, so that Browns-Bengals game week 1, it could be a little 50-50 flip a coin.
Yes.
Even though I think the Bengals are a much better offense. I don't know about the better defense, but they are the better offense. That's going to be a great matchup.
Defense wins championships, T-Bone.
You're right.
Somebody said that, not me, but, you know.
So do quarterbacks, just for what it's – I think both do. Then you look at the Bengals, their first few weeks. Jacksonville at home, their home opener. I'm not saying that's an easy win, but that should be one that you circle and say, all right, if you're the Bengals, you think you're good, that's a game you should win. Then you got to go on the road to Minnesota and Denver. 2 games that if you have them at home, I feel like Bengals are favored in those. On the road, they're probably favored in one of them, probably not both.
Wait a minute. Hold on. The Vikings, they got JJ, so I have to see how that offense is going to be. But defensively, they were, I want to say, one of the best defenses in the league. So
that's my point.
You got to give Flores some credit for what he's doing.
Oh, yeah. I'm saying that between Minnesota and Denver, you probably have one of those games where maybe the Bengals are favored, but not both. And going on the road, again, they're just tough environments to play in. That one at Denver's a Monday night game, too. So
these NFL games, they competitive. Like
I know. That's
hard
the parity
to sit
you
here.
want in the league, right?
They did a good job with these schedules this year because it's a lot of 50-50 games on this Cincy schedule. Maybe not the Browns. I got to see what they look like.
No, I listen. I'll tell you right now. The Browns win 3 of those first 6 games, I'll be thrilled. I don't feel good about those first 6 games.
They can win. They can beat the Bengals and the Ravens. They beat them last year.
Okay,
so you know,
sure, we'll see if that holds.
Ain't you a Browns fan?
Yes.
You're not optimistic to start the season.
Yes, because I'm a Browns fan, I'm not optimistic. I have a memory, Tyvis. Come on. But you know that.
Well, T-Bone, if the Browns don't get it done this year, there's always next year.
I know.
Just want you to let's get that out the way early.
By the way, the rest of the Bengals schedule. So that, like I said, they go to Detroit or they host Detroit on Sunday, October 5th. That's their Week 5 game. Then the Bengals go to Green Bay and Pittsburgh. That's how they start 7 games to me. 6 of those 7 are probably like 50-50 matchups for them. I mean, they're tough. Then you've got the Jets and Chicago, which I think if you're the Bengals, you should feel like you can win both those games at home. Then you get a bye. That looks like that's week. Trying to do that. They don't have it on their website here. I'm thinking that's week 9, week 10. So there you get a little bit of a breather. If I want to see at the bye for the Bengals, if they are sitting above 500, that's to me a measure of, all right, you're a legit team now, because their start sometime have been so bad. If they can just be above 500, I feel like the second half of their schedule, not like it's easy. You're on the road at Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Buffalo. I mean, these are not easy games by any stretch.
Yeah, Buffalo, Baltimore. Yeah, I played Baltimore twice
in 3 weeks.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I mean, it's right. It's a meat grinder of a schedule for them. I'm just saying the momentum won't be lost in that first half of the season. I think they've got plenty of winnable games to start off their season. And if you're the Bengals fan, you have to say start it at week 1. Now, this Browns schedule, like I said, I thought their schedule release was a little bad. I didn't think it was very good. So
it was terrible.
We actually went out and had a song made so that you can remember the Browns schedule a little bit easier. And, it's not my necessarily favorite form of music to listen to. I listen to all kinds of music. I do listen to a little bit of this style, but I know country music is very popular. So we've got for you the Browns 2025 schedule song. Let's give it a listen.
The lake is calling. The dog pounds loud. A new season's here, standing proud. The Bengals at home to start off the season. Week 2 on the road. The Ravens will be wheezing. Green Bay at home. Then the Lions on the road, where the Browns will kick Dan Campbell right in the choke. Oh, the schedule's out, the battles are set. This season surely won't end in Ravens in Lake Erie, only in week 7. Then into New England, beat the Patriots, Kevin. Week 9 is a bye, week 10 at the Jets. The Ravens at home will be a huge test. At the Raiders, then home for the Niners as well. Cam Ward and the Titans will be sorry as hell. Oh, the schedule's out, the battles are set. This season surely won't end in regret. Every week the Browns will fight till the end, or they'll suck and get the number 1 pick again. The Bears in week 15, from the hometown to the Pope, beat the Bills and the Steelers. We're gonna say nope. Then close out the season the same way it starts. It's the Bengals' hope their performance doesn't smell like wet farts. Oh, the schedule's out, the battles are set. This season surely won't end in regret. Every week the Browns will fight till the end, or they'll suck and get the number 1 pick again.
There you go.
Thank you, Cleveland.
It's taking over. That's the song you want right there.
Job well done.
Well, the AI did something nice there. So now if you have the schedule committed to memory, good for you. I hope our song helped a little bit. We come back. I heard some audio yesterday that, I don't know, it's weird to me that we have broadcasters now just openly rooting for things. I did not expect this broadcaster to say what he said about the NFL. That is coming up in Clip That. 2 minutes away. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Welcome to your Thursday. All roads running smoothly this morning despite some wet and slippery conditions. All areas heading into the metro looking just fine. If you're stepping out of the door from Gahanna, 270 northbound, 62 westbound, and 670 westbound, all showing green indicators on our maps. Just be sure to take it a bit slow this morning. I'm 10 TV's Breen Albizu for your fan traffic.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spring is here and it's time to refresh your yard with Ohio Mulch. With 15 convenient locations in Central Ohio, it's easier than ever to get your mulch ready for the season. Need it delivered? No problem. Save $50 on home delivery when you order online. Whether it's mulch, soil, or even stone, we've got your yard covered. Visit OhioMulch.com today and spruce up your garden with the best.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, greener, better.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Oh! Listen to that! Son of a... That's unbelievable! Oh my goodness! Holy smoke! Just incredible!
T-Bone and Tyvis present Clip That.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Receive a 100% match when you deposit up to $400 with the Prime Sports Ohio app.
All right, this audio comes to you today from NFL Network. Rich Eisen doing the studio show there where they're unveiling the schedule, and he talked to Jim Nantz, who is calling the, is it the PGA Championship this week at Quail Hollow? Anyways, he's doing the golf. But he was out about at the course, and then he caught up with him and said, what do you think about the schedule? And he was looking at the Steelers schedule, and he made this appeal to Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know if you're watching Aaron Rodgers. I hope you are. But I want you to know that I'm passing the hat here at Quail Hollow. And we're taking up a collection. Just a few of my colleagues and some friends. We want to see you in the Steel City this season. And we're willing to contribute somewhere. I think we can get up to close to 7 figures.
Oh,
as a feel good sign of appreciation, just to kick in a little incentive for you to be in Pittsburgh this year. We need the Steelers to be good. They need you.
Okay,
man.
Oh, right.
That boy begging harder than Keith Sweat out there, ain't he? My man,
Aaron
7-figure robbery. Wow.
Aaron Rodgers needs a cigarette after that. That was a little polished job there, man. Good Lord.
You know what's going? It'll be funny is if he did go to Pittsburgh and they stunk.
It's a very distinct possibility.
I would be like, this is what y'all he robbed y'all.
He went on, actually. Nantz went on, if you go listen to more of that audio, he went on to say that, you know, a lot of people think you're washed up. I don't. I watched you last year. I think you're great. I don't think. And I'm like,
did he watch him last year?
Did you? Yeah, you might have watched a game or two, but you're on CBS. I don't know how many. I guess you would have had plenty of Jets games, but I mean, I'm shocked that this is. I know he's kind of joking around, right? He's saying they're not getting a 7-figure collection. Of course not. But like the idea that he's saying we kind of need you because. So week 1, Steelers, isn't it Steelers Jets, I believe, is the first week of the first week game that they have.
Let me confirm that.
Which, of course, if Aaron Rodgers is playing, then that would have a lot of.
They open up against the Jets.
Yeah. So the idea is Aaron Rodgers would be returning to New York, where he, played last year, didn't play the year before, even though he was there. Didn't go as well as he wanted to. The storylines are set for that. It's odd to hear a broadcaster just openly rooting for the storylines, but I know we do it in our line of work.
Absolutely.
Like, if I find out that there's something that I'm not rooting for, right? If I'm not rooting for, like North Carolina, not rooting for the Tar Heels in football or basketball. Our guy Jacob Reimer, who does producer for the Buckeye Show, he's a big North Carolina fan.
Yeah,
but I'm not rooting for their football team. I am rooting for Bill Belichick to continue to be odd and weird because it gives us stuff to talk about. It's fun. It's not now. If he was coaching the Buckeyes, I wouldn't be rooting for that because I'd like no storylines. I'd like to just go into the season being good and that's it. That's the storyline I want.
You want to know what now that you brought up North Carolina, where do you think Jordan Hudson will be on game day?
Oh, that's a good question.
Could you see her actually being on the sideline? Because I
100% could see that. 100% could see her being on the sideline. I mean, so the options you would think are low in the stands, right? Like players and family down low right there so Bill can come up and say hi to her after the game or whatever. You would think
the press
box or like a luxury suite. I'm sure they have those at Carolina.
Yep.
And then there would be on the field. And I feel like on the field is where she's definitely going to be at the games. She's definitely going to be near. Yeah, again, like friends and family are. How do you think they get there right after the game? Because they're sitting low. That's fine. That's normal.
If she's on the field, it's just going to add to the narrative. It's just going to add more fuel to this fire.
I know it hasn't happened yet, but the likelihood of that happening at North Carolina versus any other coach's wife or girlfriend or anything else. It's at North Carolina. It's a like 80% more of a chance than it is anywhere else, right? Because he's the one guy, Bill Belichick, who seems to, not care. Like weirdly cares when people ask about it, but doesn't care that she is there managing his life. And that's what he apparently wants. That's what he's asking for. But also, he seems like the type of guy who looks at North Carolina and says, don't you know who I am? You're lucky to have me. North Carolina has suddenly started trying to grow a little bit of a spine there and say, well, no. We know that you are obviously a big deal, but we are a real football program. We're not just like some fly-by-night school that just started last year. This is not us jumping up to D1 like App State did many years ago.
Yeah.
We're North Carolina. You don't just walk in here and tell us what your girlfriend gets to run everything. That's not okay.
Well, I'm just interested to see how long this lasts. Will he be there next year? And did he go on?
Will he be there this year is still a question, right? I mean, there's that whole June 1st contract
Did he do the interview with Michael Strahan yet?
That's tomorrow. He did, although I saw he was on with, I can't remember her name. She's one of the anchors on SportsCenter now. And she has a bald head. It's part of her Twitter account. I feel like her name is like Christina Hendrickson or something like that. I may have totally got that wrong. But anyway, she interviewed him at the ACC meetings that they had this week. And her question to him was something along the lines of, what's going on with Jordan Hudson? He's like, oh, what? She's a part of my personal life, and that's about it. And, we're looking forward to the season and just he was trying to be very like evasive of that question and just, hey, she's fine. She's there, but I'm coaching football. Let's talk about that. There was another reporter from, I believe, WRAL, which is in North Carolina. I believe it's a Raleigh station, Raleigh, North Carolina. They got to talk to Bill Belichick, and they said at those meetings, their interview had the precondition there could be 0 questions about Jordan Hudson. So, okay.
This is his own fault. They should have just answered the question when CBS, when they asked him, and this wouldn't be a thing. Like they should have answered it, and that would have been the end of it. Bang, done.
Yeah, there was a thing too that just yesterday, I believe that was Awful Announcing that had it, that one of the North Carolina officials did not go on the record, but said, we don't know what to expect day to day with this whole situation. Every day we're getting new craziness around here, and it's causing a lot of uncertainty. I just feel like going back to everything Bill Belichick's ever been known for, Patriot way, all that stuff, don't be a distraction. How can you be that guy and then have this happening around you? I don't understand it. It's so bizarre.
He's in love.
No, you can be in love.
Love makes you do crazy things.
Not when you're 73 years old running a nationally known college football program. It shouldn't. And if it does, and if it compromises your judgment in any way, I mean,
Bill got to make it. He has, he got 16, 17 more days. That's it. He gets 17 more days. He can be whatever he wants to be after 7. Because you say go up to 16 million?
It's 10 million.
10 million?
Yeah, from 1 million to 10 million. It's a weird thing where they can still, isn't that right, Bodie? They can get out of the contract before June 1st, and I believe it's like $1 million is all the buyout.
I think the buyout drops to $1 million after June 1st.
Oh, it drops after.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I believe.
So then maybe they're just hanging on until then.
You can't fire him after June 1st. That's too late of a notice.
You could.
No, you can't, because now you have no coach for August and the season.
Who says you do right now? You have Jordan Hudson basically as your coach. She's kind of running things. I'm saying she's halfway running things anyway. Let her take over.
No.
That was her whole grand plan. She was like, you know what?
She's going to be the first female head coach in college at a Power 5 school.
And I believe the first 24-year-old to ever be a head coach. Yeah, it feels like she's halfway running it right now. Bodie, were you going to say something else? I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, I was going to ask you guys, and I was trying to look it up here. Okay, yeah, I thought this was the case. Do you know who their offensive coordinator is this year? This guy can take over. He's got NFL head coaching experience.
I'm scared to know who it is.
He's got NFL head coaching experience for your Cleveland Browns.
I know that I know this, and I'm going to kick myself.
Eric Mangini.
No, Freddie Kitchens.
Oh, that's right.
So,
yeah,
he'll be good.
No.
He was there. I feel like he was their tight ends coach. And then
he's their, the website here says he's the OC and tight ends coach.
I believe he was a holdover because he was there with Mac Brown as a tight ends coach, and then he's been retained and elevated, I guess, to offensive coordinator. Isn't Belichick's son's on the
Steve is the DC.
They just ride it out with Bill. Trust me, just ride it out. Just ride this thing on out. I don't think you want Freddie Kitchens as your head coach.
Don't you have those moments though where you're walking around going? I mean, I guess it's for you. It's a little different because you actually played in the league. Probably at the time he was still coaching.
Yes.
Were you there when were you up there?
Freddie Kitchens?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, you weren't up there then.
No.
Because I just sometimes walk around going, Freddie Kitchens was the Browns head. Like I have to remind myself of some of these guys that coached that, like Mike Pettin coached the Browns for a year. Like these are things that I just sometimes hit me.
And they shouldn't have fired him. They fired him too soon. But when I was with the Browns for my little cup of tea, my little OTAs, Hugh Jackson was the coach.
That's right. Okay, so you were there when
this
he
was 17.
Yeah, that's God. It's just weird thinking of some of the names over the last few years. Like Greg Williams was there as an interim.
G-Dub. Hey, yeah. He's crazy.
Oh, I've heard the stories.
That man that's the only man that made me sit in the meeting. So I had to use the bathroom really, really, really bad. Like, you know how the point where it's like right there?
Yeah, and you're like in pain.
So, but I couldn't get up because it was a defensive meeting. So I had to just sit there, and I almost did it on myself, but I was able to make it. Like, I had to do that little Midwest cross, like click, click, and just sit there.
Yeah.
And that man, everybody feared that man. He didn't play no games.
The fact that you had Rod Chudzinski for a full year as your head coach, Mike Pettin for 2 years, Freddie Kitchens for a year. God, Freddie was the last guy before Stefanski.
Why you think
that's the stability? That's why they haven't.
Why you think everybody like, you know what? Let's keep giving Kevin a chance. Keep giving him a chance.
You have to have stability. That's right. All right. So we're doing the list coming up in the 7 o'clock hour. The list topic today: 5 biggest sports scandals of all time. Tweet us yours at what? God, I'm so confused with so many Twitter handles. At Bone and Tyvis 971. So many Twitter handles from this station that I had for a podcast, for my old show. Now this one, at Bone and Tyvis 971. When it comes to winning, it is okay to be rude. I will tell you why next. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Definitely noticing a couple of crashes because of this wet and slippery roads that we're seeing out now. The first one and the biggest one being I-71 northbound. All lanes completely closed in that direction. Beyond 36 and State Route 37 because of a crash right now. Delaware County officials telling us 2 drivers were involved. One car even catching on fire. Both drivers are hopefully going to be okay and are being sent to the hospital. But for now, take the detour onto 32, head up on that route and get you right back onto 71 northbound. Again, all lanes completely blocked. I'm 10 TV's Brain Albizu for your fan traffic.
Stanley spent his life in the saddle, wrangling whatever life threw at him. But nothing prepared him for the fight against low T and ED. Shane practically hunched him over. Bonbon pills just gave him a headache. He begged for a lifeline.
Well, maybe it's over.
Columbus Men's Clinic said no. Medical conditions, old age, there's hope. This is about real treatments. Science, not one-size-fits-all guesswork. Columbus Men's Clinic was designed for men who hate going to the doctor. Personalized plans, cutting-edge treatments, overseen by an actual medical provider that takes the time to listen. With low T and ED treatments others only dream about, we fight like hell to get you back in the saddle. Because every second you wait, your condition could worsen. Act now. Don't let time slip away. Dial 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com. Your consultation is only $99, including blood work. And you'll know your T level before you leave. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese.
Lunch is ready.
He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe and a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
Find an agent at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
That's are us. When dreams sunk in, that's our us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
That's our us. When dreams sunk in, that's our us.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Hello, radio listeners. The Fan has a new weekday lineup. T-Bone and Tyvis hitting leadoff at 6. Bishop and Friends stays at 9. That's not new. Rothman and Ice at noon. You already knew that. Common Man and Timmy at 3. That's slightly different. Even more inappropriate, if that's possible. And Beamer is the new host of the Buckeye Show. You're welcome. Or we're sorry. Pick one. Get all the details at 971thefan.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems. Listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
FX presents Welcome to Wrexham.
For the last 4 years, it's been this roller coaster of magic.
The Emmy Award-winning series returns. Come on, Wrexham! With an all-new season.
We're going into a really tough division. Birmingham are absolute favourites with the arrival of Tom Brady.
It's a friendly competition. Oh! Well, not so friendly.
Imagine the opportunity to beat Tom Brady at sports.
FX's Welcome to Wrexham. All new Thursdays at 9 on FX. Stream on Hulu.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution Specialists.
Both of these men love the Browns. Also, both of these men hate the Browns. If you know, you know. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
You can tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. Saw these comments from Rory McIlroy. So if you need a refresher on this, the Masters champion now, Rory McIlroy, got it done at Augusta this year. After many attempts, many bites at the apple, he finally did it. But he was paired up with Bryson DeChambeau at the Masters for the final round. They were, neck and neck for the lead there. And then Rory ended up fighting more with Justin Rose in that one at the end. But Bryson DeChambeau, I think, finished 5th or 7th. Didn't have his best final round. Anyway, Bryson DeChambeau is a live golf guy. Mm-hmm. Rory has been a staunch PGA advocate, all these different things. So there was a lot of how will these two get along on the course when they're hanging out. They've played together before, but this is, high stakes, high drama, all the above. After that round, when Rory took the title, Bryson DeChambeau came out and said, well, we didn't talk a lot. It was weird. I said, apparently that's just how he is. He said, quote, didn't talk to me once all day. He wouldn't talk to me. He was just like being focused, I guess. It's not me, though. When they were asking him why wasn't there any conversation, he's like, not because of me.
And this is Bryson saying
Bryson is saying, I would have talked to him. Rory didn't say 2 words to me all day long. They're standing around. Right.
That's kind of awkward, especially in golf. But, yeah, go ahead.
But, I don't feel like you have any obligation to do that. You're trying to win. And if you're trying to focus, you saw me today. You came in, you said, hey, T-Bone, and I was just like, hey, how's it going? And I was working on something here at the station, and I was, after like 5 minutes, I'd say, sorry, I'm not being rude to you.
Just say you didn't want to talk to me. It was early. You hadn't had your Snickers bar yet. You just didn't want to talk to me. It's fine.
We're going to talk for 3 hours. I'm sure we'll talk plenty. No, but I genuinely was focused on something, and after a couple of minutes, I'm like, hey, sorry, hi, how are you? And tried to actually talk to you for a minute because I was locked in on something. So I could see how Rory would get like that. But Rory now is at, they're all at Quail Hollow in North Carolina for the PGA Championship, like we were talking about earlier. And, of course, he's one of the favorites to take that. Here is what Rory McIlroy said yesterday in a press conference about Bryson DeChambeau's comments that they didn't talk a lot.
I don't know what he was expecting. We're trying to win the Masters. I'm not going to try to be his best mate out there. Yeah, everyone approaches the game different ways. And yeah, I was focused on myself and what I needed to do. And that's really all that it was. You know, it wasn't anything against him or against it. Just I felt that's what I needed to do to try to get the best out of myself that day.
See, he should have took it a step further. What I would have done if I was to not be rude, when it was my shot, I wouldn't have said anything. But right before he about to go, I have a huge conversation with him.
Yeah, you just kind of
ask him about I asked about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees.
Well, that one looks tough there. I'm not sure about your lie. I made my putt though. Are you feeling all right?
As soon as I'm done,
you need something to drink? I'm gonna go get something to drink real quick. They got the water bottles are right over here. You're shooting. Okay, my bad.
This is why
you're ready to line this putt up.
When I was competing like this is why I would do things like this. I would ask for, on my every week in college, you would get a scouting report of the players, the receivers that you're going up against. And then Coach Ash, who was the safeties coach, he would ask me, he would say, is there anything else you guys need? Like, you need us to get y'all anything else? I said, yeah. For these wide receivers, can you get their mother's name and the names of their girlfriends if they have one? Thank you.
Did you really ask for that?
Everything I love. I said, I need this. I need this for the game. Just do some digging. The day before, you might slide in their DMs on Instagram and stuff like that, just to send some messages out there.
Wow.
Yeah, you want them to really. You got to play the mind game before they get. You got to take them out of their game, Tebow.
No,
So when they see you on the field, they're not thinking about the route they got to run. They think, I got to do something to this guy, and it's taking them out of there. They lose focus.
See, I've heard that that's a thing, but I've rarely heard like former players like, oh yeah,
absolutely.
You would find the Instagram of the person and say, maybe I'll reach out to your sister on Instagram.
And it ain't
say,
just
how
me.
you
It's
doing?
the whole secondary. This is the target. This is the target. We all gonna DM her tonight.
I mean, you guys weren't the best in America for no reason, right? That's how it goes. I mean, you think that's still going on now? You think guys are doing that? And
I think that the guys at Ohio State now they are high character guys. Those guys, I don't think that they are doing the wild things that we was doing.
Are you saying you weren't you seem like a high character guy to me.
Yeah.
This is just part of the competition.
T-Bone,
it's all in the name.
I'm 31 now. Like meeting my wife was great. She helped me mature.
I get that.
I really calmed down over the years.
Are you telling me right now if an NFL team called you up and said, Tyvis, we think you've got everything we need. Just get back in the gym for 6 months. And
I would tell them it's about time. I've been telling y'all that for years.
Okay. And then you're telling me week one, you wouldn't attempt to do whatever it took to get in the heads of the other guy that you're going up against or the star wide receiver, anything like that. You're lined up on the field. You would still do that in the name of competition. When you're in between those lines and
that's
some
a
of
good
the
question. Would I do that? This is funny. So I play basketball on Tuesday night.
I am very aware.
Even out there, I am a big trash talker. If you need a reference, I am like Sidney Dean off of White Man Can't Jump, Wesley Snipes character.
Yes.
That's me on the basketball court. So 100%, if I go back on the football field, it probably would be the same thing.
When I would play like just pick up basketball or anything, I was never the biggest talker, but if I do talk, it's to make the other guy. It's like, oh man, you guys are so good. I don't even know how. Look, I saw you warming up. Look at you. You're great. God, it's nice. It's an honor to play against you. And then they just get in their head about how great they are, and then I just do my thing and try to get in their head that way.
That's like how Lou Holtz was at Notre Dame. They
butter him up.
They had Rocket Ishmael. I don't know how we're going to beat this team. Mm-hmm. And Rocket Ishmael go out and run things back and have 500 yards, and you talk about you don't know how to.
That's right. Oh, Bodie, by the way, is just thank God you mentioned Notre Dame. He was between that and the Celtics winning last night. Bodie's feeling real good this morning.
Wonder what the odds were that Tyvis brought up Notre Dame on this show before I even did.
Slim to none.
All we need now is just a little bit of a Dallas Cowboys discussion, and Bodie's he's set up all on that. By the way, Tyvis, I don't want to distract you because today is your day where you drive up to Cleveland because you do show Tuesdays and Thursdays up in Cleveland, the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Rusty in the YouTube chat said, Tyvis, 71 is shut down again today. You better leave now.
There's no way.
You should ask for a police escort.
There's no way that that's true. If it is, I gotta look it up.
He also said, he's just teasing you. He also said, Tyvis needs more than 6 months to get ready for the NFL. And I was being generous.
No, I don't need 6 months.
They probably would say, Tyvis,
that's preposterous.
18 months from now, we may have a need at
it depends on what position I'm playing. If I'm playing defensive back, I may need 2 months.
Okay.
2 months.
The safety, you're what do you need?
You need to
3
be
weeks?
you need to be like 2. I need to drop, what am I, 250? I need to lose like 25.
Oh, yeah, you'll do that in a
pounds.
second.
Yeah.
Stop eating bread. That's all it is, right? Just don't eat bread and it'll all come off. All right, there's a tough conversation we got to have. OSU women's basketball needs to make some decisions. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Thursday. We are noticing a few crashes out there because of how slick and slippery these roads are this morning. Right now, we're noticing I-70 westbound. The left lane there is blocked beyond State Route 158 at Kirksville because of a crash right now. A little bit of congestion going on, but of course, as the morning continues, more cars will be out in the area. So make sure if you're taking this route, take it a little bit slow. I'm 10 TV's Brain Albizu for your fan traffic.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Tired of being undervalued? Join 9 Trees and get what you deserve. At 9 Trees, we don't just hire hardscapers. We build a team of skilled pros who take pride in their craft and get rewarded for it. Top pay that beats what you're making now, we guarantee it. Performance bonuses, modern equipment and the tools you need, medical benefits and retirement accounts. You've got the skills, we've got the respect, and the paycheck to match. Make the move. Apply today at 9treeslc.com or call 614-921-9595.
It's not a bird or a plane. It's Mega May discounts at Coughlin Ford. Take over $5,500 off MSRP on a new 24 Ford Escape. Employee price $28,000. Or take over $7,000 off MSRP on new 25 F-150s and 24 F-250s. Visit CoughlinFord.com. Coughlin has the car for you.
All factory rebates to the dealer. All prior sales excluded. In-stock units only. Must finance through Ford Motor Credit. Not all will qualify. No security deposit required. Residency restrictions may apply. See dealer for details. N6225.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.625%, APR 6.685% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like asterisk-free checking, an account that's filled with features, but no monthly maintenance fee, no matter what. Because it's your money, right? So we think you should keep it. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney.
Hi there, I'm Ryan Reynolds, and like most actors, I have a list of things that I like to have on set. It's called a rider. It's just little things like wind chimes being blown by an easterly breeze, a 7-year-old calico cat to purr on my lap, and of course 2 freshly cracked eggs scrambled with crispy hash brown sausage crumble and creamy chipotle sauce from Tim Hortons. It smells amazing. Now where did I put that hand-carved wooden spoon? From my rider to Tim's menu, try my new scrambled eggs loaded breakfast box.
Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants.
If my buttery smooth voice represents the photos in your social media feed,
And this is closer to what real life is like. Social media can be fun, but remember, it's only showing you
the filtered version of life. So when social media is stressing you out, check in on yourself and remember, it's not the whole story. For more tips on reducing your stress, go to mha.ohio.gov/check-in. A message from the Ohio Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services.
This just in. The NFL schedule has dropped, and you know what that means. It's go time. Adam Schefter here with the Insider Tip. If you're trying to catch your team live this season, Vivid Seats is the move. For the best selection of games and seats, it's time to snap your tickets up now. Vivid Seats has great deals on great seats and the only rewards program in the game. It's no wonder they're the official ticketing partner of ESPN. So don't wait. Head to vividseats.com or download the app and lock in those game days.
Brought to you by the Capital One Saver Card. With Saver, you earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, and at grocery stores. That's unlimited cash back on ordering takeout from home or unlimited cash back on tickets to concerts and games. So grab a bite, grab a seat, and earn unlimited 3% cash back with the Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Buddy Wells. Starting with baseball, the Reds' offensive struggles continued last night as they fell to the White Sox 4-2 at Great American Ballpark. That's 3 losses in a row now for the Redlegs. They'll look to avoid being swept today by Chicago. First pitch is at 12:40. NBA playoffs, Derek White scored 34. Jaylen Brown had a 26-point near triple-double. And showing the heart of a champion, the Celtics beat the Knicks 127-102 last night in Boston. And Julius Randle's 29-point night helped lead the Timberwolves to the 121-110 win over the Warriors as Minnesota advances to the Western Conference Finals for a second straight season. And in the Stanley Cup playoffs, the Panthers take a 3-2 series lead as they whipped the Maple Leafs in Toronto last night 6-1. And Edmonton's 1-0 win, overtime win in Vegas sends them to the Western Conference Finals. This update is sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy's office at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or check him out online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. Breaking sports news when it happens here on The Fan.
Tyvis Powell is a legendary Buckeye. T-Bone loves to eat Buckeyes. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
YouTube chat's there for you. Just hop onto YouTube, search WBNS Radio 971 The Fan. You'll find it. Bone and Tyvis. People jumping in left and right. We appreciate you. Devo is in there. Thanks for checking in. Also, Rusty's in there. Some guy named Bodie Wells is in there. Tyvis, I love Tyvis. You just hop in and get in the chat every day.
Yeah,
They're giving you crap about your drive up to Cleveland. So this is...
They better get out of my way today.
Well, you were late the other day because of an hour-long traffic accident.
Yeah, hopefully, I got to look at the GPS and make sure that there's nothing there. Hopefully everybody is safe and driving safely today and there is no accidents.
I'll tell you what, coming in this morning, because I get in here between, 4 and 4:30 now for the new show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got to get in early. And on my way in, probably about 4:15, 4:20, I'm on 70 eastbound on the west side out by Wilson Road.
Okay.
Just past 270 coming into downtown. And as I'm pulling up to this, to the bridge where Wilson Road goes over 70,
Mm-hmm.
I see way up ahead, I see a police officer. The car lights are on, and I'm like, oh, maybe he's pulled over to the side. Maybe he's got someone stopped. So I'm thinking I got to get over, make sure I'm not near it. Well, then I can kind of tell, no, he's moving away from me. So he's driving fast because I'm going speed limit, right?
Okay, you're going to get somebody.
Then as I'm processing that, I see another car shoot off the ramp, same direction I'm going, towards downtown, not right behind this guy, but soon after this guy, I see, this second police vehicle. Then, as I'm going under the bridge, a third one hits the ramp and is as I'm passing the entry ramp, he zooms past me. That's three cops.
And you say this is 4:30 in the morning?
4:30 in the morning.
Oh,
and then
it's a police chase.
Then as I'm past the exit, I see in the rearview mirror, another one comes down and Indy 500 right past me. And I'm like, I don't know where they were going. I don't know what was happening.
But didn't you?
Yeah, if you're watching the news this morning and you saw some story about it, please let me know because I have no idea where they're headed, but it must have been something important. Speaking of police, the Dublin police have released the body cam footage of OSU women's basketball coach Kevin McGuff as he was charged, I guess, with an OVI, operating vehicle while intoxicated, I believe is what OVI stands for. Same as DUI, DWI in Ohio, that you're being charged with drunk driving, essentially, is what you're being charged with. Now, I believe Kevin McGuff has pled not guilty to this. So that is his initial plea. But this body cam footage, it's not great. I'm going to play you a little clip where, just know to this point in the video, we edited this clip only to allow it to be a little quicker because there's a lot of just dead silence here. So we trimmed out some of the silence. But other than that, this is not edited other than just for time's sake. Kevin McGuff is sitting in his driveway in his vehicle. People had called the cops because they saw a vehicle matching his description, hitting curbs and driving erratically. So he's in his driveway, but police have been called to the scene. He was sitting in his car. When they walked up, he couldn't open the door. They had to open the door for him. And then they asked him a series of questions about, what's your highest level of education? This is one of the things they asked him to kind of see how he was doing, and he wasn't doing well.
Okay, now what I want you to do, count from, I assume you can count, obviously. Count down from 63 to 48. 63 to 48. Yep. Go ahead and count down. 63. So, 63. Tripping you up a little bit? Yeah. Okay.
There were questions about, can you recite the alphabet from like D to R? He couldn't get past D. And then, he got out of the car. He was answering questions, but it was, if you go watch this video, it's hard to watch. Yeah. And it's also hard to know how anybody in that state was able to drive a vehicle home, or obviously he didn't do it well. So Ohio State has said as of right now that they're looking into it, and they don't have a lot of further comment on it. They're aware of the investigation. I don't personally know how you can survive that video if you're a head coach. And I say this as someone who likes Kevin McGuff. I root for the OSU women's basketball team. Kevin McGuff, I've met him a few times. He's been personally nice to me.
Yeah.
Invited my family out to watch an OSU women's basketball practice. I'm laying all that out there to tell you, as much as I like the man as a human, and I think he made a horrible mistake here, I don't know how you can keep your job with this.
It's going to be tough. Like I said, I'm with you. He's been great to me. We always joke, laugh. I talked to him and his wife. They got a wonderful family. Yeah, this is just one of those things that it was just a bad day to have this bad day. And when you watch the video, it's very alarming. It's very alarming. And it's unfortunate because he's such a great guy that you don't want the bad things to happen to him. I don't know how they fixed this situation, what agreement they come to. You say he got 2 years left on his deal?
I think he was under contract through 2026. I believe they extended that to 2028.
Okay.
Most college basketball coaches, if you have a year left on your deal and they're not offering an extension, that's not a great sign. But on the coaching staff for OSU, now they brought her back in as a consultant and assistant coach. Katie Smith is right there.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Ohio State has to do that. I'm not saying that that's the move, but there were some OSU basketball fans even before this happened who were in that camp that Katie Smith coached in the WNBA. We obviously know her numbers in the rafters there at the Shad. So, clearly she knows everything she needs to know about basketball. But I don't know if that's the move they would make. That's a move that I've heard some OSU women's basketball fans talking about. But whatever the case, Katie Smith or not, this video is just, if you didn't know the video existed, you might be able to say, hey, this was a one-time indiscretion. It was a bad situation, but that one's tough to come back from. I've seen this now. It's getting national headlines. This is making the rounds in the college basketball world. Like I told you the other day, we were talking about this. Mark Few had something like this happen with Gonzaga, and he obviously is still coaching there. He got pulled over flying on the freeway with, had an OVI there, but I don't know if there was video like this out there in that situation.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see how, Ross and them, what they decide between this because, one hand, he does do a really good job with the program, and it's not like we've seen him have a bunch of incidents like off the court or anything. I think this is like the first or only thing I really know of off the court.
As far as I know, yeah.
Yeah, so, and like I say, from talking to him, he seems like a genuinely good guy. So,
agreed.
You know, maybe it's a suspension and maybe some classes, take some classes and stuff like that.
I could see
that could be a possibility. But if they decide to move on,
yeah, I mean,
I would understand how they could come to that situation as well, because he's had some really good teams that ultimately haven't done well in the postseason and things like that. So he's sitting at a point where it's like, you are like, if they did do it, it's justifiable.
Yeah,
and like you said, with Katie Smith sitting right there, who's a great player here at Ohio State, and it would be kind of them doing with the same thing what they did with the men's team. You know, Jake Diebler just comes and takes over, and the team responds well to him. Maybe the same thing happens with Katie Smith. Like, that's a possibility as well.
All I'll say is, my personal feelings for the guy aside, I mean, it's a mistake you can't really allow.
You
should. As an Ohio State, you can't tolerate
your position.
That.
You should not make that mistake.
No, absolutely right. And I mean, look, if I'm ever in that situation, I would expect anybody to say that about me. You know, like, that's just the reality of it. Is we got to do better there. And I do think the way this ends for him, if Ohio State moves on, yes, you go out, you get help, you get treatment, you then a year or two later, you can talk about how that has helped, and you can find your way back into coaching and continue with your career. But yeah, this is one that I don't think a place like Ohio State can have that video out there and say, oh yeah, we're fine with it. Yeah. The only caveat I'll give you is, I wonder how Ross Bjork feels about setting a precedent. Either way.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you set that precedent here, and then a few months or weeks or years later, another situation similar to this comes out with a coach that maybe is even more successful than Kevin McGuff or whatever, you know, and Ross Bjork is still the AD, people are going to point to that, however you judged on this, and say, well, hang on a second. Don't we have to do the same thing here?
Yeah.
So that'll be it's a big test for Ross Bjork to figure out what the right move is here. I think I know what it is, but we'll see how Ohio State handles that. The list is coming up next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Thursday. We are noticing a few crashes out there because of how slick and slippery these roads are this morning. Right now, we're noticing I-70 westbound. The left lane there is blocked beyond State Route 158 at Kirksville because of a crash right now. A little bit of congestion going on, but of course, as the morning continues, more cars will be out in the area. So make sure if you're taking this route, take it a little bit slow. I'm 10 TV's Brain Albizu for your fan traffic.
I think I just wrote the song of the summer. Listen. That's just you drinking a big gulp from Speedway. And just 89 cents for any size with Speedy Rewards? That's a hit. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 6/24/25. See app for full terms.
When it's time to fire up the grill, Meijer is ready to help bring the char-grilled good life to your backyard with prime cuts of certified Angus beef, wholesome all-natural chicken breast, tenders, wings, and thighs, hand-selected to ensure quality and taste, lean ground beef prepared fresh daily, and even a wide selection of organic options, including chicken, beef, and sausage, all at sizzling low prices to help you bring home more of what you love in every trip. We're working hard to make the grilling life a good deal better at Meijer.
Hiring today for tomorrow with WM. A stable career and a safe environment. That's what you get as a heavy-duty mechanic at WM. Plus great benefits like 100% tuition coverage for you and your family. WM is now hiring heavy-duty mechanics in Columbus. Get boot and tool allowance and additional pay with a Cummins certification or CDL license. There are openings for CDL truck drivers too with home daily routes. Apply online at careers.wm.com. That's careers.wm.com. A people-first, military-friendly, equal opportunity employer.
At QC Kinetics, we're all about keeping you in the game, helping you get lasting relief from joint pain. That's why we're excited to announce that QC Kinetics is now partnering with the National Pickleball League. So many of our satisfied patients are avid pickleball players, and they're thrilled with how we've helped them get back on the court. As lead sponsor of the National Pickleball League, we're committed to help pickleball fans of all ages with the latest, most advanced regenerative cell treatments. These treatments use your body's own healing power, revitalizing and restoring damaged joint tissue the natural way, with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. Whether you're a pickleball fanatic or enjoy golf or running or tennis, stay in the game with help from QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics, proud to promote active, pain-free living as a lead sponsor of the National Pickleball League. Call Call now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
I'm an old school Joe. I never lay juice I don't want to lay. I don't hate my money like that. I'd rather lay minus 108 than minus 110, wouldn't you? Prime Sports is Ohio's full-time reduced juice sports book. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Have you ever told a friend?
Oh, I'm fine.
When you really felt?
Just so overwhelmed.
Or sent a text?
Can't sleep. Are you awake?
When you couldn't find the words to say?
I'm scared to be alone with my thoughts right now.
Then this is your sign to reach out to the 988 Lifeline for 24/7 free confidential support. You don't have to hide how you feel. Text, call, or chat anytime.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. I'm 10 Weather Impact Meteorologist Michael Behrens of your latest forecast. We'll be mostly quiet through the start of today, but a pop-up shower or storm becomes possible this afternoon and evening. Temperatures in the 80s. Then as we head toward tonight, we have to be ready for severe weather. Strong to severe weather likely from after 10 o'clock into the early part of Friday morning. 10 TV Weather Impact Alert Day in place, so make sure you're staying weather aware. We'll do it again Friday evening with another round of strong storms possible. That's your latest 10 Weather Impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Your home for football, food, and fun. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
We're going to get to the list in just a second. It's the first week of our show. Thanks for checking out the debut week at T-Bone and Tyvis. We have a lot of new segments we're debuting. We'll do the list in just a moment. But Tyvis, it's on the traffic. Tyvis has to go to Cleveland after this show on Tuesdays and Thursdays to do another show. And 71 northbound, you had an hour backup on Tuesday. Now, today, the news is 71 north. There's massive traffic up around 36, 37 in Delaware, heading northbound because of an injury accident. There were reports earlier in the day that all 4 lanes were shut down. I don't know if now they've at least gotten 1 or 2 of those lanes open, but either way, traffic bad up in that part. And, of course, that's the way you go up to Cleveland.
You know what? I'm not going to allow this bad news to mess up my day. You got an hour and a half. We got a couple hours to hopefully it clears up. And hopefully I can get there in time. If not, you have to understand that this is part of life. You have a bunch of hurdles that happens in life, and you just got to overcome them, and you got to find a way to do that.
Okay. Do we need the motivational speech at 7:18? It's about traffic. I'm just telling you. I don't need the Tim Tebow speech when I'm sitting in
people
on
their way to work. They need to hear this. No matter what life throws at you today, you can overcome it.
Yeah, I mean, these guys they're very great. They're motivational speeches. Like, can you imagine driving with Tim Tebow or Roy Hall or one of those guys, and they're just like, hey, listen, this is just something you overcome. No, I'm driving stuck in traffic. I'm just tired. I can be mad about that.
I did that last. See,
they're good dudes. I did
that on Tuesday, Tebow, and I was sitting there upset, yelling, cursing.
Yeah.
And it got me nowhere. So you know what? I'm going to put some 90s R&B on, and I'm going to just calm down and just drive.
Yes.
And by the way, this is how I know I'm old, is because you described me like, yeah, I'm into oldies, and I was thinking you meant like 60s, 70s, 80s. Nope, 90s R&B is what you described as oldies.
I'm about to put some Isley Brothers on or something like that, or some Earth, Wind, and Fire, and just cruise.
That's to me qualifies as oldies.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. When you said 90s, I thought, does Luther Vandross qualify as oldies?
He's
now?
more 80s.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
80s. Listen to some Teddy Pendergrass.
Oh, there you
TKO.
go. Okay, I like that. All right, it's time for the list. Let's hit it.
The best, the worst, and sometimes even the dumbest. It's all here on the list.
All right, so you can tweet us yours at Bone and Tyvis 971. Hop in the YouTube chat.
Oh, look at that. Somebody said that I'm clear. Shout out to Charles.
Oh, you're clear.
You
good.
are in the clear at 36, 37, and 71. Just passed through on my way to work.
Okay, good. Good to hear that that's opening up a little bit. That's nice. Top 5 sports scandals in honor of Pete Rose getting cleared now to go eligible for the Hall of Fame. Obviously, that was a huge scandal when it happened. Does it make our top 5? I'll give you mine, then Tyvis and Bodie, give me yours. My top 5, I've got Tanya Harding hiring people to assault Nancy Kerrigan before the Olympics.
That's a shame.
That was a big one.
That's a shame.
Lance Armstrong with the, everyone's lying about me. I'm not cheating. You're jealous of me. Suing journalists.
I have the Live Strong band. I had to cut it off.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I did. I cut it off. It was
I mean, he raised a lot of money for cancer. That's fine. You can still do good while being in some kind of a scandal. But the other part of this that I'll say is he suing everyone was the problem for me. And then later it's like, oh yeah, he was cheating just like everybody was. The Astros with the trash can.
Yes.
I'm going to throw that out there with the World Series.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably I consider this a sports scandal. I remember where I was when this happened. I'm older than you guys. O.J. Simpson being accused of double murder, and then the police chase. Like, that happened during a sporting event. He is a legendary sports figure. I know it's an off-the-field incident, but I'm going to count that as a sports scandal. And you know what? For my 5th one, I will throw Pete Rose in there. I think that's the Pete Rose scandal was massive at the time that all came out.
Okay, I like that's really good. For me, I got a honorable mention, the tattoo gate at Ohio State. It was. I actually personally suffered through that one. It should be number 1 on my list because I had to go through that myself. But number 1, I got Deflategate. I got the Spygate. The Patriots is some cheaters. I wrote this list and it was like, man, the Patriots be cheating. The Deflategate, Spygate, the Astros banging on the can. Reggie Bush. The improper benefits, that was like, because he was like my hero growing up as a kid. I was like, man, this is the greatest player I've ever seen. And then to know that he took some money, which... And today,
I was going to say, do you feel like that's a big scandal now?
It is now?
I feel like that in Tattoo-gate, I'm like, what?
It is what it is now.
Show me the foul. Where was the harm in that?
And then the last one is the sign stealing from a couple of years ago. How about that?
The sign stealing?
The team up north.
Oh God, yeah. How did I forget?
Come on now.
They
cheaters.
Stallions.
Cheaters.
Yeah. Well, according to Michigan, that never happened. Yeah. He was just a good, clean boy doing his thing. As I like to say on Common Man and Timmy.
He was on Central Michigan sideline. that is amazing. And they can't confirm or deny what
Jim McElwain lost his job over that, and they can't confirm or deny what happened. Yeah, that's nobody knows what happened there. Bodie, what's your list?
All right, guys. First one here, not number 1 on the list, but this one, it's probably not the biggest, but it hit home for me. The Manti Te'o catfish story.
Yeah.
It was a very,
I thought about that.
I never even knew what catfishing was, and I was like, what in the world is going on here? I also had the Lance Armstrong, the Spain winning gold in the men's basketball 2000 Paralympics.
That story. People don't know that one. You're right, Bodie. That's a good one.
They did wrong for that.
And then also had Tiger Woods in his little car crash in November of 2009 when his wife was taking a golf club to his car. And then number 1, sort of sports, also just about, I don't know, maybe the worst crime you could commit. I would say it's pretty high on the list. Penn State and Jerry Sandusky.
Oh, you know what? You're right. The Penn State scandal had to be on the list. That's a good call. So that 2000 Spain Paralympic basketball one, for people who don't know, this Paralympics, it's for people who have, either physical limitations or mental disabilities, right? That's the idea of the Paralympics. And the basketball side of things, it's often like it's people who are, like mental disabilities. That's
autism, Down syndrome.
Right. Whatever the right term is there. Right. So that's the idea for the basketball team. Well, it came out after they won gold in that in 2000 that 10 of the 12 athletes on that team had no mental or physical limitations at all, and just found like 10 people who played basketball well, and they won. And they
win, baby.
Why would you do that?
Listen, for that story, I'm going to use the new hashtag that they coined for this show, and it's off of your old show, GMGTH.
What is that one from?
Good morning.
Oh, good morning, go to hell.
Yeah.
Good morning, go to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. I knew about the GTH part. I forgot about the GM part. That's your part that you added in.
That's what they added in the chat. The chat came up with that day one.
GMGTH. That's good. I like it. So if you want to suggest yours, you can by all means. I feel like we pretty much covered it. I don't know if we wanted to narrow those all down into one solid top five. The one from my list that I would definitely vouch for that has to go on there, that Astros beating the trash can thing. You literally won a World Series by cheating, and everyone acknowledges it. You got clean away from it. And what else, other than, yes, you had to lose your manager and your GM and stuff like that, but the trophy's there. They're not vacating that. Everything's still there. And then the next year, 2 years, we had to hear about how, the Astros players are so pissed off. Everyone keeps bringing this up. Of course they are. You beat them by cheating, by hitting trash cans to give away the pitches.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, I don't know if the Patriots won with Deflategate or Spygate. I don't know if they won the Super Bowl that year, but I sure know the team up north did.
Oh, that's right. That has to be on the list. I agree with you there. But if you had one you have to have on the list, like it cannot be off of it.
I mean, I feel
Top
like
five
the
sports
Penn
scandals.
State Jerry Sandusky is by far the worst one.
That's right. That is the
I guess
worst,
you could say it's kind of off the field or off the court, whatever you want to say, a little bit there. But obviously it was the worst of the crimes. I think also, throw it in there, Tiger Woods, just the way it seemed for certain he was going to pass Jack Nicklaus for the most majors. And his career was kind of never really the same. I mean, I know he got the Masters in 2019 and whatnot, but obviously after 09, 010, and some of that too, he's had, he'd been involved in a couple of horrific car accidents and back surgeries and whatnot, things like that. So I know it wasn't maybe all of the infidelity, but that one was pretty. I remember that one because it was, I remember a good chunk of these obviously, but that one in particular, I remember I was probably, 12, 13, 14 range, and it was just old enough to be like, what in the world is going on here? And
yeah. No, that's a very good call. Trent, by the way, on Twitter, which I'm still calling it Twitter. I'm sorry. Your billionaires can't tell me what to call things. That's just how it works. But Trent said, my number one on that scandal list is the Browns giving Deshaun Watson all that money. Accurate. Very accurate. And on the YouTube chat, I see the Heist House says the Russian Olympic scandal is wild. I would say, I almost feel like saying which one, but yes, I know what you mean. Like they had the doping scandal recently, but that's been Russia for a very long time. It's acknowledged in Rocky IV, which is the second Rocky reference I've made today.
That's the one.
First one was in relation to
Apollo Creed.
Yeah, it's when Drago gets it.
Drago.
Way to ruin that movie.
If they ain't seen Rocky by now, that's their own fault, not
also,
mine.
Empire Strikes Back, you may find out that Darth Vader is actually Luke Skywalker's father. That is a pivotal moment of that movie, too.
I am your father.
See, good. You've seen it. My old co-host, Common Man, has not. And that's
one of those things that you might not have seen none of it, but you get on YouTube and you see that part. You know that part.
Absolutely right. The whiny losers in college football are getting their way. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Still noticing some big congestion on I-71 northbound. All lanes are closed beyond US 36 and State Route 37 because of a crash. Delaware County officials tell us 2 drivers were involved, one car even being caught on fire. Both drivers have been sent to the hospital. If you're looking in this area, a detour is going to be 36 eastbound to northbound 61, hops you back on to 71. I'm 10 TV's Brain Albizu for your fan traffic.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, HIMS can help. Through HIMS.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at HIMS.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but HIMS can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to HIMS.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Hurry up, dude. The game's about to start.
Nothing beats spending the day watching the game with your buddies.
Dude, I'm literally right here. Let's do this.
Which is why a shelter insurance renter's policy is key to your winning game plan. It protects things your landlord's policy doesn't.
Dude, where's your TV? What? No way, dude.
Like that flat screen TV that just got stolen. To draft an agent for your team, visit shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
The only contraband hiding in Tyvis's butt cheeks is a Kit Kat bar. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Oh, Tyvis. You've upset the Michigan men in the audience. I'll tell you about that in a second. But first, Tyvis has something to tell you.
Yeah, I gotta help all men out there. How many guys out there has a mediocre sex life? Is it just good enough, or could it be really good? Maybe the pills are just working okay, but could be better. Mother's Day just passed. Maybe you weren't able to fully show your appreciation. Well, go down, holler at my people at Tri-State Men's Health. Tri-State Men's Health treatments work when the pills and herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. Some treatments can have you last an hour or more. Now, that is a way to just show your appreciation. They have 2 locations here in Central Ohio. The one in Hilliard. I always go to the one in Westerville because that's closer to me. Schedule a consult with Tri-State Men's Health today. That includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. Initial cost is free. This is a limited time offer, so schedule today. Call them today at 800-900-9654 or visit tristatemenshealth.com.
Did you say show your appreciation for mom?
With Mother's Day. For your wife.
Your wife.
Yeah, like your wife's mother.
I got it now. I got it.
What's wrong with you?
I didn't know. I didn't know where I got it now. All right. That's good. Tri-State, they do a great job. Check them out. That's right. I said that the whiny losers in college football are getting their way. I'm not referencing what I'm about to tell you by that. I actually have a story attached to that. But I did see one of our people in the chat here on YouTube, Heritage Harvest Farms, says, Tyvis calling UM the biggest scandal in sports history is such a Homer Buckeye take. Educate yourself on the facts. Stallions was on the Central Michigan sidelines to try and help Central Michigan. Yeah, that's right. We want to sell him a vacuum cleaner. That's all it was. He wasn't trying to gather intel. It wasn't because Jim McElwain had ties to all that coaching staff. And
I didn't know we connected
on that.
I didn't know we had UM fans.
They will
get in the chat.
They'll be in the chat. Don't worry about that. Yeah. Joel, by the way, on the top 5 sports scandals of all time, he said Balco. Yeah, Barry Bonds, that whole thing. That's a scandal. I know Mark McGuire isn't in your scandal list.
Mark McGuire didn't take no steroids.
I didn't. Bodie, I just learned yesterday that we had a Mark McGuire truther. I had no idea.
He ain't taking no steroids. He hit them 70 home runs fair and square.
Lance Armstrong probably didn't cheat either.
No, that's right. He
and OJ definitely did not kill 2 people.
He was. If the glove doesn't fit, you must have quit. Now they found him liable in the civil trial, but hey, technically, until he was found, he hasn't been found guilty of it.
OJ wrote a book about it. If I had done it.
He was going to write a book. He wasn't. Someone was going to write it for him, and they were going to ghostwrite it and throw his name on it. But then they floated that. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember when that actually got announced. They floated that, and it was like, oh, yeah, this book is going to come out. And then a week later, after everyone was like, how in the world I feel like they actually did eventually get some version of that book out.
I thought they did, yeah.
The proceeds all went to the Goldman family, to like the families of the victims.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because I think in that book, OJ also mentioned that he would die for Nicole, which is just, pretty unfortunate that the one guy who would be willing to sacrifice his life for you ends up killing you.
Oh,
as
my God.
Norm Macdonald would say.
Yes, that's right. The jokes they had on late night TV back in the day, I mean, it was like Jay Leno made half of his fortune off of those jokes. Just standing up there like, I guess he's out there looking for the real killer.
SNL finally went to Norm and was like, dude, like you can't
he got
keep
fired
doing this.
over
And
it.
he was like, do you want to bet?
Well, because the guy, Don Ohlmeyer, who ran, I believe it was Don Ohlmeyer, who ran NBC Sports or whatever, he basically said, this guy was higher up on NBC's, list of people. He said, you can't have this guy on Saturday Night Live because he's ripping my buddy OJ. They were friends, and Norm refused to stop, and so he got fired for it. But good for him for standing up for himself.
They put it in the chat, Bishop Sycamore. That was we should have used that one. That's a good one.
Let me tell you what. That one will happen again.
You think so?
100%.
No.
I read the book about Bishop Sycamore.
Carnell Tate played against him.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I didn't know Carnell Tate played against him.
He played against Bishop Sycamore in high school.
That was the one around here where the school didn't exist. Like as a functional, there was no building. It was a virtual school essentially.
Yes.
Before we were really doing virtual schools, they were doing it. And then you ended up having them on ESPN on a nationally televised high school football game.
Getting blowed out.
With they had barely been around for 2 years.
He told them that they had top prospects. I think that's when they played Carnell Tate's team. I'm pretty
sure.
Was it
on national TV?
I think that was the game.
Yeah, that was. If you go read the book on that, which I'm blanking on, I know a couple local guys wrote it, and it was very well done. I'll get the info and I'll say it here in a second. But in that book, they interview this guy, and they had a documentary too.
Yeah, was it Roy Williams?
No,
Roy Johnson.
Was it Roy? I don't remember the guy's name.
I can't think of
his
his
name. The Bishop
name.
Sycamore head coach, though, that guy believed he did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Believed most every, in fact, says, I can't believe you can't see how great I am for what I did. And that's why I say this will happen again sometime. The one point that came out of that I thought he was right on, that Bishop Sycamore coach was
Roy Johnson is who.
Roy Johnson. Okay. Yeah. He said, why are you mad at me when the system allows this? And that is the only point I agree with him on, is that he's right. Like OHSAA has this system where they basically say, yeah, you can schedule a team, and there's really no guidelines to how good or bad that team has to be. There doesn't have to be necessarily a big vetting process for it. He's saying now he didn't fully keep within the rules. There were things in that book that show he didn't, it doesn't seem like, tell the whole truth on everything he was doing. But at the end of the day, these ADs scheduled this team without looking it up, without doing any research. They said, oh, yeah, Bishop Sycamore, we get a point for you on the playoff system. We'll schedule you. And then it turns out they're playing guys who weren't even in high school. That's no good. I don't know if it makes my top 5, but definitely around here.
It definitely
one of the biggest in Columbus history for sure. All right, the whiny losers, they are getting their way in college football. This, at least to me, they're whiny losers. This comes down to the college football playoff. They are now nearing a consensus on changing the seeding process for first-round buys. So college football playoffs this year, right? You had 4 teams that got a bye. Those are the 4 champions of the 4 biggest, college football conferences. And when you look at how those champions were determined, some people have a problem with the fact that they were given buys, right? They have a problem with the
conference and they got a bye.
Yeah.
Did any of them? I don't think nobody won that. Like all the teams that got a bye, did they make it? I don't think none of them made it out the second round.
They went over.
I think you're right. Yeah,
Oregon, Georgia, Boise, and Arizona State.
That's right. Yeah, Arizona State. And so part of what they're saying they want to change this. They want to change this for 2 reasons. One is because they said trying to tell the college football public and sports fans in general, hey, this team has a 8 or a 12 next to their ranking, but they're going to be a 4 seed.
Yes.
Because they're ranked this way by college football voting.
Yeah, I hated it.
But then they're the 4 seed because they are winning, the Big 12.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
Very confusing.
They shouldn't have did that. They should have just did 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoever's 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, that's who gets the bye.
That's what they're looking at doing as soon as next year. They want to try to alter that.
But for this upcoming season,
they're talking about trying to do it for this year. But then next year, I believe, is when they could add more teams. But this article says the straight seating proposal has gained support from the ACC and the Big 12 in recent weeks. Jim Phillips, who's the ACC commissioner, said for the first time that the format, quote, may be the right thing for us to consider, meaning they just go, like you said, if the top 2 teams are from the SEC, they're 1 and 2 seeds. If it's from the Big 10, they're 1 and 2 seeds. It doesn't matter which one of them won the conference championship or anything like that. They then said that the Big 10 and SEC have been supporting this and have been advocating for it. But one of the reasons I say the whiny losers are getting their way is because, like, Oregon has been one of the teams, especially their fans, who are like, oh, it's not fair. We were the 1 seed, and then we had to play Ohio State. Yeah, a team you beat that you thought you were better. You got to play the 8 seed. That's the part I have a problem with, is you can complain all you want about the seeding, but Oregon would have been a 1 seed next year under this system. If the same thing happened, they'd be a 1 seed. Now they'd get to play right away, but the idea that you got to play the lowest seed available to you, it just so happened that lowest seed was Ohio State, who was really damn good.
I mean, if they reseeded, because I know everybody's like, they should reseed each round, and you go 1s get the 8s and get the lowest seed, it would have been the same result.
Yeah, so that's right.
It is what it is. Now I get, like, maybe, I don't know, not even if you would have put them in, like, just did it 1, 2, 3, 4 and gave them the buys, like, it still would be, you still probably would have played Ohio State. So it was no getting around there for Oregon.
No.
It is what it is.
Georgia, they obviously, it's not fair. We had to play Notre Dame. What are we talking about,
baby?
Well,
it's
you need to cut that out.
I hope we play them again.
That's right, Bodie, the Notre Dame guy. BTA. Hey, Georgia, how about you stay on the road first? You know, how about you stop road racing everybody and get half your guys getting, arrested for driving incidents before we complain about stuff like that.
They should take all vehicles away from them and give them all motorized scooters.
No, I'm reading this article, and it's like, despite playing the toughest schedule in years as the SEC champion, they had to square off against the eventual runner-up Notre Dame. Why did before that game, Bodie, you're a Notre Dame fan, did you hear a bunch of people going, God, I can't believe Georgia has to play Notre Dame? Or did you hear a bunch of, oh my God, Georgia's going to destroy Notre Dame by 3 touchdowns. It's not even going to be close.
Was the quarterback hurt?
Yes, before the injury, which also that plays in. But you can't help that a guy got hurt.
SEC chest puffing.
Yeah.
Also, Crimea River, because we had plenty of guys hurt too.
Yeah, Notre Dame had no injuries this year, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What are we talking about?
Part of the game, man.
It's almost like Notre Dame got to be the runner-up because they beat teams like Georgia. It's weird to look at that in hindsight and say, that wasn't fair to Georgia. No, it was plenty fair. I understand the seeding. We should just go 1 through 4. We should have all that, and you should have, if you don't want to, when you get to eventually having 16 teams, which I think they will.
They don't need that.
They won't have bye, but they're not going to have buys.
Six.
They'll get rid of those.
They blew this. 6 was all you needed. Because every year is only about 5 or 6 schools that could potentially win it all.
Well, if they had 6 this year, Ohio State wouldn't have been one of them under the current situation. So I'm going to say 8 was a great number. 8 would have been perfect, Tyvis. That's what I'm going to say.
Fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Bodie, how did I handle that? Did I go BTA on that? On that argument? Did I win that?
Yeah,
okay,
pretty good. Yep.
Yesterday we had a small victory for fat athletes everywhere, and I'm championing this. It was a great moment for me as a fat who got to celebrate another fat guy doing something great. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good Thursday morning. Yet another crash we're noticing on 670. This one happening again right by the airport on US 62 westbound. The left lane is blocked right there because of a crash. Again, right by the airport. So make sure to take it nice and slow this morning. Again, the roads are also wet and slippery, so just be careful as you step out the door. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu for your fan traffic.
Another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company for your next vehicle. This is Justin Hinderer. Every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty, award-winning service, and our exclusive Carvenience. We pick up your vehicle, service it, and return it so you save time and enjoy peace of mind. That's Carvenience. At Hinderer Motor Company, we take care of everything so you can drive worry-free. See why we're the best choice for your next new or used car by visiting HindererMotorCompany.com.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
A record-setting day this May 15th, although it's probably best forgotten. May 15th, 1960, Reds pitcher Raul Sanchez set the club record for hitting the most batters in one inning. He hit 3 Phillies in the 8th inning of a game the Reds were losing 9-1 at Crosley Field. Sanchez, facing his first batter, Tony Taylor, gave up a single. Taylor then stole second. Think that might have upset the Reds since they were trailing 9-1? Well, 3 hit batters and one giant brawl later, the dust finally settled. The Reds had lost the game, but Sanchez was in the record books the hard way. This May 15th, 1960, this date in Reds baseball.
This Date in Reds Baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like early pay, moving up payday so you could get your money faster, up to 2 days faster. And there's no cost. It's your money, right? So stop playing the waiting game. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney. Direct deposit and eligibility requirements apply.
2 guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore a seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by Nantz.
Are you ready for the ultimate entertainment experience? It's all here, only with Spectrum TV Select. Popular apps are included: Disney Plus, Max, Peacock Premium, Paramount Plus, AMC Plus, and more. And live TV for sports, entertainment, and news. Enjoy across your devices no matter when or where you are. Get Spectrum TV Select and start streaming your favorites today. It's all here. Visit spectrum.com/entertainment. Restrictions apply.
May I have your attention for some important programming news? Whew. Sorry. T-Bone and Tyvis are hosting mornings weekdays at 6. That means Common Man and Timmy will share Bro Love at 3. My thoughts exactly, the Fan.
Relief from hip and back pain can be a reality when you work with the experts on a mobility and flexibility routine. That's why Stretch Lab was founded. Pro athletes and sports fans alike love Stretch Lab for our customized one-on-one assisted stretch sessions. Discover the difference a good stretch can make, because when your body moves better, you feel better and live better. Visit your local Stretch Lab today or go to stretchlab.com and use code FAN10 to get up to 50% off your first 50-minute stretch. Plus, receive an additional $10 off.
When I wake up, the best mornings in the morning light start with Wrangler. Put on my jeans and I feel all right. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started on the right foot. I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my blue jeans on. Good mornings make for better days. I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my blue jeans on. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
All your favorite Fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Every time Tyvis laughs, take a drink. Just kidding. You'd be dead in 30 seconds. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
YouTube chat is hopping today. You can jump in. Just go to YouTube, search 971 The Fan. Go click on Bone and Tyvis. You'll find us there. We have lots of discussion today. We've already gotten into NFL schedules are out. We had a song for the Browns schedule. Might play that again, maybe at the top of the next hour. Yeah. Andy said Ohio State wasn't the worst team in the playoff. We were an 8 seed in a 12 team. I'm a Buckeye fan, but it was not fair for Oregon, Penn State. They had a way easier path for Oregon. Penn State had an easier path than Oregon. That's fine. I understand the seeding was bad.
Yes.
And I know Ohio State wasn't the 8th best team by the talent on the field, but when you lose the games Ohio State did, they were seated where they were. I agree they have to do this better, and they will. I think they're not going to have this happen again, but
the way that it went this year, where you had to put Arizona State or whoever won the Big 12 in the force, right? There were things that had to be done, and it just they clear up that seeding thing with 1 through 4. That'll fix, I think, most of the issues, don't you?
I do think that,
because then you can put a champion in, but put them as a 12 seed if you think they're the 12th seed.
It'll be interesting to see, that last spot, how that goes, because last year it was, what was it, Ole Miss, Alabama, and over SMU, I think, was the last seed because they lost the conference championship. I'll be interested to see if they like, all right, maybe we should put an Alabama or Ole Miss in over a team in the Big 12 or the ACC or something like that. I'll be interested to see how they do that this year, because I feel like I don't know. People like those first rounds. They were blowouts, man. A lot of them games were blowouts.
I remember hearing Sean McDonough and Kirk Herbstreit complain about it, and I guess my answer on that is they can't all be great games, right? Sometimes
these supposed to be the best 12 schools in college football.
I know, but
you shouldn't be getting boat raced.
No, you shouldn't. But I also think at some point we have to judge what you do on the field. I don't like the idea that a lot of it seemed like SEC homer type of announcers, and of course a lot of the ESPN people fall in that category. When that Notre Dame game happened with Indiana, Kurt Cignetti and Indiana were really good, were they not?
Yeah. They deserve to be in.
Yeah, I understand when they played Ohio State, it didn't go well. And didn't Curtis Rourke? That was still where he was like, wasn't he still coming back from that injury? He wasn't. I think 100%.
He was back. I think he was back for a couple weeks, but not 100. He had a thumb surgery, so it wasn't. He wasn't going to be 100% the entire year.
But their problem wasn't even him in that game. It was that against Ohio State, that Indiana offensive line was just not ready for Ohio State's defensive line.
That is always going to be the biggest difference between big schools and schools that's not there yet. It's going to be the line play. It's in the trenches.
That's what it was with Colorado when Dion first got there. It was like they had talent at the skill positions, but
nobody.
Nope.
And they couldn't get no pressure on nobody. That was how I felt when Cincinnati went up against Alabama, and I think that was the CFP.
I think you're right.
And I was like, they could skill wise, like they can handle Alabama skill wise. It's the trench play. They can't block them, and they can't get no penetration. So that's what it was.
Also, as far as there were a lot of blowouts in the first round and even the second round too, but the two semifinal games were pretty good. I mean, it came down to a Jack Sawyer scoop and score and a Notre Dame last-minute interception, last-second field goal. In a lot of previous years, those semifinal games were absolute blowouts. This year, with the expanded playoff, it at least led to like, hey, these are probably the best 4 teams. Maybe some of the teams had an easier path than others, a.k.a. Penn State. But nevertheless, like it led to stronger games as the bracket wore on, because it was like, hey, these are honestly the 4 best teams, or at least like 4 of the 5, where maybe in years past, and some of that too is because of parity, NIL, and some of that stuff has helped, I think, get all the top teams a little bit closer, but nevertheless.
Bodie, I totally agree. I think that's where people lost sight of. We're not getting the 12 best. Oh, my God, every game in this playoff wasn't the greatest game I've ever seen in college football. Yeah, go back and watch the 14 playoff and tell me how many of those games were as well.
Also, every sport has that, honestly. Even the NFL, which is probably one of the most competitive sports we have. Like, there's going to be a couple, the Bills, I think they hammered the Broncos early in the playoffs last year. I remember, didn't Kansas City kind of put it on Houston? Well, maybe that game was close. Nevertheless, like
there's
how the Super Bowl was a blowout. But it's like it's never going to be perfect.
Well, also to your point, like you've had games. I mean, I believe the Falcons remember well a Super Bowl where they were leading by a large margin, and then this little team called the Patriots came back, right? Remember that game that Andrew Luck didn't the Colts come back years ago when he was playing?
Yes.
They were down like it was like 35-3 or something. They came all the way back against was it Kansas City or the Texans? Yeah, that's right. I'm just saying, like you can get blown out for a half, and then you could, I don't know, show up Oregon and maybe like make it a game. But Oregon, the whole thing about Oregon fans complaining about their seeding, you were the 1 seed, and you got blown out. Even if Ohio State was the best team, then you had to be 1A or 2, and you got blown off the field like it wasn't even close.
Well, what I don't understand about them is they got the lowest seed. Like I don't know what more you wanted them to do.
It's at some point you just play the games, right? And fix these little things. But if you think fixing 1 through 4 will make it so that we never have a game like Indiana, Notre Dame, or Ohio State, Oregon, sorry, it is on those teams to show up and actually play in the big moments. And sometimes college football teams, variance is very high. Some weeks you have a great team, and then the very next week they look like they've never played football. Yeah. That's college football at some level.
I don't think I've ever, in college, I don't think I've ever been a part of a blowout.
I'm going to have to go back and look now.
No, I have. I'm going to tell you right now. I
saying
lost
that humbly,
I
so
lost
you know
4 games in college. They were not blowouts, though.
No, that's right. That those Iowa and Purdue debacles were after your time there. Those were still under.
The closest thing to me, which I wasn't there, was when they lost to Clemson.
Oh yeah,
in 16.
Yeah,
but I was gone already.
Yeah, you were already out.
Yeah.
By the way, the fat athlete thing very quickly. So Janai Broome, who's not fat, great college basketball player. He's gone to the NBA Combine. I think he's like 27 years old. He's played a lot of college basketball this year. But for Auburn, one of the best players in college basketball this year, right? No question. He went to the Combine and put up a 24.5-inch vertical, which for us mere mortals is really nice. But for a guy who's like 6'10" and played high-level college basketball, it's a little surprising that he only had a 24.5-inch vertical.
There's no way that's true.
Go watch the video. It's true.
My vertical was better than
Tyvis,
that.
go watch the video. He looks like,
I got to go look at it.
He looks old, but 24.5 is the vertical on him. Desmond Watson, who's the guy from Florida, who is a fat athlete, the 464-pound guy who is, trying to make an NFL team, let him live. He put up at the NFL Combine a 25-inch vertical. So a guy who weighs 464 pounds jumps higher than one of the best players in college basketball. It blows my mind.
That's
but
embarrassing.
That's a triumph. No, that's a triumph for the fat athlete in Desmond Watson, jumping higher than a decent. I'm not saying he's a great NBA prospect. He was a great college player.
He was good in college.
His NBA prospects aren't great.
That's embarrassing.
But yeah,
I need to see the clip.
I relate to Desmond Watson's waist, but I also relate to Janai Broome's hairline. So I feel for both guys. I was kind of rooting for both of them. So we'll see how it goes. One of the all-time villains in Columbus sports is going to be making a return, hopefully this year. I'll tell you who next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Still noticing and monitoring a crash happening on I-670 westbound. The shoulders are completely blocked there at Leonard Avenue. This is heading into the city by Eastgate because of a crash. Again, these roads are wet and slippery and very slick this morning as you're stepping out the door, so make sure to just be very cautious and be aware of your surroundings. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu for your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com.
Everybody poops, everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
This summer, something wild is coming to your Columbus Zoo. The all-new North America Trek opens soon. Get closer than ever to Mexican wolves, river otters, and more in stunning new habitats. Experience wildlife and conservation in action. Plan your visit today at columbuszoo.org.
Are you experiencing knee pain? Is something as simple as walking up and down the stairs painful? Well, I found the answer to your pain. Hey, it's Tyvis Powell. What Columbus Medical Director Dr. Aaron Walkoff and his team are doing is nothing short of remarkable. They are using regenerative cell therapy to restore the tissue in your achy joints. These are biologic growth factors with robust healing properties carefully and strategically placed in your joints. It's a powerful and potent way to give your joints new life, repairing old tissues. Best part with QC Kinetics, there are no drugs, there's no surgeries involved, and there's no downtime. This is an all-natural cellular level option with lasting relief. The patient's satisfaction reports are astonishing. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call QC Kinetics now and learn about these cutting-edge treatment that can help you live your best life. The consultation is free. New locations in Grove City and Canal Winchester. 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
Did you know even the smallest increase in mortgage rates can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. It's true, even a 0.25% change in rate can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your mortgage. But with Third Federal's new Early Rate Lock, you don't have to take chances. Early Rate Lock is the only pre-approval that locks in your rate at pre-approval, even before you find a house. Plus, we're so confident that our rates are the lowest, if you find a lower rate, we'll beat it or give you $1,000. And now through May 31st, get pre-approved with Third Federal and we'll pay all of your closing costs. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today.
Right now with Third Federal, even before you find a home, lock in 6.625%, APR 6.685% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down per $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. Zero closing costs on low-cost loans only. See conditions for lowest rate guarantee at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
There's a new way to surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and Market District. Shop Giant Eagle's uncompromising quality at a reliable price with everyday savings. Look for signs throughout the store to find bargains on produce, meat, and more. At Giant Eagle, we combine exceptional customer service and quality foods, all at great value to make the most of your shopping trip. Visit Giant Eagle or Market District today to see how easy it is to save.
Deal-in days are back at Lindsay Honda. Lock in your deal in May. Save thousands on hundreds of new Hondas. Simply pick your new 2025 Honda and enjoy 0% for up to 60 months. Yes, 0% for up to 60 months on all new 2025 Hondas, including HRV, Pilot, and Ridgeline.
Cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Lindsay's got it, and you're gonna save.
See Lindsay Honda during Deal-in days. See lindsayhonda.com for details.
This just in, the NFL schedule has dropped, and you know what that means. It's go time. Adam Schefter here with the Insider Tip. If you're trying to catch your team live this season, Vivid Seats is the move. For the best selection of games and seats, it's time to snap your tickets up now. Vivid Seats has great deals on great seats and the only rewards program in the game. It's no wonder they're the official ticketing partner of ESPN. So don't wait. Head to vividseats.com or download the app and lock in those game days.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Buddy Wells. Starting with baseball, the Reds' offensive struggles continued last night as they fell to the White Sox at home 4-2. That's 3 losses in a row now for the Redlegs. NBA playoffs, Derek White scored 34. Jaylen Brown had a 26-point near triple-double. And playing with a little Celtic pride, Boston beat the Knicks in Boston last night, 127-102. And in Minnesota, Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards combined for 51 to lead the Timberwolves past the Warriors, 121-110, as the T-Wolves advance to their second straight Western Conference Finals. And in the Stanley Cup playoffs, the Panthers take a 3-2 series lead as they hammer the Maple Leafs in Toronto last night, 6-1. And Edmonton's 1-0 overtime win, and Vegas sends the Oilers to the Western Conference Finals. This update is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Take advantage of the BMI FCU Auto Refinance Summer Savings Event. Earn a $400 cash bonus when you bring in your auto loan. Breaking sports news. What happens on the Fan? Ohio's sports destination.
2 men with 5 combined offspring. None of them have penises. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
You can tweet us at Bone and Tyvis 971. We were doing the list earlier today, top 5 sports scandals of all time. I think we all had that. I think we all had that Astros scandal as being one of the worst. But then, plenty of good suggestions there. You can get in on that discussion if you'd like to. Also, in our YouTube chat. Tyvis, this guy was not my kind of guy. Adam Foote. signed with the Blue Jackets back in August of 2005. Longtime Jackets fans will remember this guy. He was a huge villain for Jackets fans for reasons I will tell you about in a moment. I just saw yesterday the Vancouver Canucks have announced that he is their new head coach.
Okay.
Played for many, many years in the NHL. Great player. Was a leader, captain type of guy. So it makes sense that coaching would be something he's done. He's been an assistant coach. Now he's going to take over the Vancouver Canucks. And I just thought it's been almost, it's been 20 years this summer since he joined the Jackets. But the saga of Adam Foote is one that I hope most Jackets fans, longtime Jackets fans, will remember if and when the Canucks come into town this year. You have to boo this man the moment they announce him as the head coach. Because they always do, like, head coach so-and-so, and you have to boo him. You have to boo loudly.
This man.
Now, how familiar are you with the Adam Foote saga? Because if not, I can educate.
Oh, please educate. 2005, I was in the 5th grade.
Oh, that's right.
There you go.
I got married in 2005. So.
Man.
I'm old. I got married young, but I am old. All right. So Adam Foote got signed in 2005. It was a big deal for the Jackets because he was, playing for the Avs. They were really good at the time, and you thought, all right, we're getting this leader type of guy to come in here, great defenseman, and he's joining up with Rick Nash, one of the best players in franchise history. Sergei Fedorov, who obviously was a great player. His years with the Jackets, he wasn't the greatest, but obviously more talent than a lot of Jackets teams had at that time. Todd Marchand, Jeff Sanderson. This was a good core group of guys, or so it was thought. And now we're going to add this dude, Adam Foote, to the mix. Came right in, and within a couple of months, they had basically let him become the captain of the team.
Okay.
Like that's not something you typically see in hockey. It takes a while for guys to kind of become that, but he was a little bit like when was that Russell Wilson, I want to say, when he got to Wisconsin, he transferred in and immediately became the captain that summer.
Yes.
Whatever. I don't mean to compare these two. Russell Wilson's his own thing. Anyway.
I get it. It was good that you put it in my ballpark. Yeah. I got it.
But Adam Foote was that kind of guy. So leader, first couple seasons, he was all right. Well, the third season comes around. He signed a 3-year deal. And midway through the season, no extension had really happened. The reports were the Jackets wanted to offer him 2 years, $6 million. So $3 million a year.
Back in 2005, you say?
This was just after there was a work stoppage in the NHL. They had to shorten the contract.
This is serious money back in.
It was good money, yeah. For back then, it was pretty good. He said, "Nope, I don't want that. I want more. I don't want to play here." And they were like, "Well, how about we give you 2 at $3.5 million? So $7 million total, 3.5 a year." Nope, don't want it. I don't want to do it. The reports were that he threatened, if you don't trade me, by the trade deadline that year, he could walk at the end of the season. He said, for the next few months, I'm just going to be a bad teammate. I won't be a good leader. I'm the captain of this team.
I said, it's the captain of the team saying this.
He has always denied that is what he said, but that was what was reported at the time, right? It was getting very bad between Scott Howson, the GM of the Jackets at the time, and Adam Foote. So they acquiesced and traded him. That day when he got traded, there was a private jet waiting for him at the airport. That night, he traveled to, I believe it was Calgary, where the Avs were playing. All of his stuff's there. He goes right on the ice, picked it up like he'd never left, right back to being Adam Foote. But he was kind of, for the last part of the year around here, he wasn't the greatest player, but he just wanted out and refused to talk to the Jackets. Offseason comes, his contract's up, re-signs with the Avs for 2 years, $6 million. Exactly what the Jackets offered him initially when he claimed that was a slap in the face and how dare you. So that is why Jackets fans hate Adam Foote, if you didn't know.
What I've learned about the Blue Jackets organization is you either love it or hate it. And it's been guys that's come here that's been like, and I understand. I mean, obviously at those times, the Blue Jackets weren't, a team that was successful. They had some ways to go, and people was like, this ain't going to work. I want to win games and be in the playoffs and all those things, so they would demand a trade. But, me going to my first games this year, going to the Stadium Series, going to Nationwide and seeing that atmosphere, I just don't understand how somebody wouldn't want to be here. The people in Columbus love the Blue Jackets. The fans treat you really nice. The organization is ran very well to me. I don't understand how people wouldn't want to be here. And even if you are a competitor or if you're as good as you think you are, you should, in your mind, you should think, I am going to be the guy that changes that organization around.
I agree with you. I will say, not to defend Adam Foote, because I would never do that, because he's a dirtbag. But what I will say is, I could understand the argument from a player if they would have just said it like 10 to 15 years ago, even if they had said, well, I don't think this organization is very well run, and I don't trust your ability to build a good roster. That is something I could understand a little bit more, because they had some inept people running the franchise at times in their history. I do feel like now the Jackets are at a much different place with the front office.
Yes.
I also feel like the fan base has never been an issue. To your point, that fervor and excitement you see for the Stadium Series, that didn't just come from nowhere. That's been here for a while. You saw it at the game you went to in Nationwide this year. Like, that fan base has seen a lot of crap hockey for 20 years, and they still come out and support. And whenever they've had a playoff team, everyone comes out of it. The national writers, everybody who travels here comes out and says, boy, we got to tell you, this Columbus, they seem to really love this hockey team. I had no idea. Their cannon's loud. I don't like that. But otherwise, they're pretty good. It's like, yes, we know. This is a great sports town. I'm sad that we don't have an NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball team to show you.
We got the Clippers.
No,
Yes,
we do.
We got
You're
the
right.
Clippers.
It's a great stadium.
I told you, Brian Rocchio is there now. If Big Christmas don't get his act together, he gonna be back down here. So
yeah, that's. I'm just telling you, Tyvis. We don't have all those major league sports teams other than we have the Crew and we have the Blue Jackets. But it's sometimes I think people think Columbus is just like an Ohio State town and that's it. And that is it for some people in this town. But I think the majority of Columbus sports fans obviously are as behind the Jackets as they are the Buckeyes, the Crew, or anything else.
Oh, absolutely. I definitely got those vibes from it. I've heard people say negative things about the front office and, the team just wasn't that good. But like I said, this past year, like, it was all great vibes. The people were great. The atmosphere is great. Like, I don't understand. Like, this is a town that wants to see them win. They're like the Browns. Like, they want to see their team win. Like, and we will support you every step of the way if you just continue to win.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and I think that this is a team that can go very far with the current management now that they have.
Do you think this Adam Foote to get booed when he comes?
Oh, if he doesn't, I will be yelling about it the next. Trust me, when we know the schedule, I think the rest of the schedule, they have some dates out, but when the rest of the schedule comes out.
You're going to that game just to personally boo him.
We may have to broadcast live 6 to 9 a.m. just to get in line, just to be first in line to boo that man. I'd like it if the whole station was out there. It's Adam Foote night at the Jackets. Let's go boo this man. Absolutely. One NFL player is losing millions of dollars due to bad math. I'll tell you about that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. The road's still looking busy for folks out in Gahanna. 670 and US 62 westbound. The left lane is blocked over there beyond I-270 because of a crash. We do know that officers are on scene working to clear up the situation, but other than that, traffic is moving along just fine. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu for your fan traffic.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Check out this fresh deal on General Mills Giant Size Cereal. Select 20 to 29 ounce varieties or 3 for only $10 when you buy 3 with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Aaron, which brand of air conditioner is the most energy efficient?
It's the one that's had its outside coils cleaned correctly.
Well, I can wash those off with a garden hose, right?
No.
Why not?
Humidity mixes with dust and pollen to create a micro-thin film of sticky paste that gets baked onto those hot outside coils.
And that baked-on stuff keeps my coils from releasing their heat into the atmosphere.
Which means your system has to run longer, which uses a lot more energy and it shortens the life of your air conditioner.
Get Eco.
ECO.
How do we get that baked-on stuff off?
Remove the exterior shroud, then spray the coils from the inside out with a special eco-friendly solvent.
Can I rinse the solvent off with a garden hose?
Yeah, but only from the inside out.
Or I could just pay Eco to do it.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco doesn't take shortcuts. We do it the right way every time.
Get Eco Professional Coil Cleaning for just $468.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of my favorite things, Wilson, is the look on people's faces when they see the end price for Pella windows.
Yeah, I'm always hearing, does it look like I'm wearing my money britches?
More like, I can't believe we get the Pella look and quality at these prices.
Oh, you went the other way with that. You're hearing good things. Oh, this is awkward.
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Stanley spent his life in the saddle, wrangling whatever laughed threw at him. But nothing prepared him for the fight against low T and ED. Shane practically hunched him over. Online pills just gave him a headache. He begged for a lifeline.
Well, maybe it's over.
Columbus Men's Clinic said no. Medical conditions, old age, there's hope. This is about real treatments. Science, not one-size-fits-all guesswork. Columbus Men's Clinic was designed for men who hate going to the doctor. Personalized plans, cutting-edge treatments, overseen by an actual medical provider that takes the time to listen. With low T and ED treatments others only dream about, we fight like hell to get you back in the saddle. Because every second you wait, your condition could worsen. Act now. Don't let time slip away. Dial 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com. Your consultation is only $99, including blood work. And you know your T level before you leave. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Much like a vampire, we need to be invited into your house. But once we're in, we never leave. Listen to The Fan on your Alexa or Google Home smart speaker. Just say play 97.1 The Fan and prepare to be amazed. Do it now.
Proper tree care is an investment that can lead to substantial returns and increased personal enjoyment. Hiring a certified arborist can help care for your trees and add considerable value to your property. Inspections by Ohio ISA certified arborists can often find and mitigate tree defects before they fail. Only professionals with specialized knowledge and training are properly equipped to provide appropriate care. To find an arborist, visit trees4ohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org.
This is the sound of a popular American motorcycle. It's the sound of freedom, the open road, really good times. And this is what it sounds like with a drunk guy on it. How do you like the sound of that? Cops are cracking down on drunk motorcycle riders. If you ride drunk, you will get caught and you will get arrested. Drunk riding, over the limit, under arrest. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Michael Behrens. We're watching a quiet start to the day today. Temperatures make their way to the 80s this afternoon. Pop-up shower or storm possible. We'll see better chances for strong to severe weather tonight, especially after 10 o'clock. Make sure you're staying weather aware. 10 TV Weather Impact Alert Day will be in place. We'll see additional threats for severe weather Friday evening into Friday night, so continue to stay weather aware. That's your latest 10 Weather Impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
One of these men is bald and fat. The other is T-Bone. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
That's right. Bald and fat and beautiful, baby. We're here every morning, 6 to 9 a.m. You can find the podcast wherever you get podcasts. Just search for T-Bone and Tyvis. It's there. You can hit subscribe. You'll never miss an episode. It all comes right to your device for free. By the way, this show, our guys, Prime Sportsbook, we appreciate them. They're ready to turn your passion into serious action by bringing you a welcome deposit match offer. It's $400. Up to $400 gets matched when you put in your first deposit at Prime Sports Ohio. That is the place we go to bet. You can find it there. You can use your bonus bets anytime. There's not it's valid for a whole year. So you got plenty of time to use that if you want to. Plus, you just need to hurry and download the Prime Sports Ohio app, or you can visit primesportsbook.com to get started and bet their reduced juice. You get a better line through Prime Sports Ohio. I know you guys, Bodie, I don't know if you were looking at one, but Tyvis, what did you see on there that you were looking at betting?
Denver's at home tonight, and there are plus 167 on the money line tonight.
Nuggets in NBA action, right? Going against OKC.
The spread is 5 points. I think they'll win tonight. I don't think they want to lose on their home course. So I'm going to go with the plus 167 on the money line for Denver.
This is game 6, is that right? Of that series?
Yeah, it's
3-2.
Yeah.
OKC's got the lead. They could close it out, but I'm with you. I don't think Denver loses tonight at home. Hopefully that does set up a game 7. Either way, you can bet the action. Prime Sports Ohio. Just download the Prime Sports Ohio app today. Additional terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Play responsibly. All right. So there's an NFL player who lost $2 million due to bad math. This is from ESPN's Rob Domofsky, who reports that Green Bay Packers guard Sean Ryan came, and I can't believe this is the number, 2 snaps away from making $2 million. Now, the way that his contract was set up, it specified that he had to play in 35% of the Packers' offensive snaps between 2022 and 2024. So that's a 3-year span that he has to be available over a third of the time. Apparently, if he hit that mark, he would have received a performance escalator bonus of $2.042 million. Let him live. Now, it was believed Ryan had hit that mark. Pro Football Reference had unofficial stats that said he was 65 snaps shy of reaching that bonus heading into their last game of the season. Week 18, they played the Bears, and the Packers lost to the Bears in that game. He played exactly 65 snaps in that game. So they thought, well, he needed 65 to hit the bonus. So he hit the 65. He's good.
So this was something like they pulled him out of the game after 65?
I don't know if they pulled him out or if that was the amount it ended up being and it just worked out perfectly. The problem is Cameron Foster's his agent, and he said they believed they had the numbers right and that he had hit the mark. However, the NFL and the NFL Players Association, they are the ones who have the official final tally, and their numbers said he was 2 snaps short.
Fire him.
The agent?
Yes.
You know what? Probably so.
I'd fire him. $2 million. That's that's a lot of money to be leaving on the table right there. But you know what though? I wonder if the Packers knew that and didn't want him to get it, because that happens too. Some people have bonuses, incentive bonuses, and teams will hold them back. I think Dallas did it last year, didn't they, Bodie? Wasn't it a player on Dallas that was it the quarterback or somebody?
You could be right on that. I don't remember it off the top of my head.
I know you're right, though. There have been plenty of times where players were, in not just this sport, where it's like if they play another game or they play whatever, they would get a bonus and they say, we absolutely cannot play this guy. God, I feel like there was something like that.
Cooper Rush.
Was it Cooper Rush?
Cooper Rush.
Yeah. Well, and I understand to some degree. We talked about the NFL being a business. They're looking at every way they can save money. But on that one, it does seem like from everything that I'm reading here with this guy from Green Bay, this Sean Ryan, it was just pure and simple. They did math wrong. And that's what cost them, which you're right. Fire your agent if it was up to the agent to do the math. But then again, it says the NFL and the NFLPA keep the official stats. So I would hope you would just go to them and say, what is the number that this guy has to hit? And can you please provide that in writing? And if the PA agrees, right? Like the NFLPA isn't sitting there saying the NFL team screwed this guy over. The PA is saying, yeah, those are the numbers. It's right. He didn't hit the number. But to be too shy? I mean, unless it's just something, I didn't watch that game and I don't have all this guy's snap counts memorized. Assuming they didn't take him out of the game with, in the third quarter or something like that, right? I mean, 65 snaps seems like, a decent number of possessions that they were on.
Okay, so he was a 3rd round pick. So he got some money.
I mean, yeah, he's got some money, but it's $2 million.
$2 million just, and you done played all them snaps. You might as well that's unfortunate. That's almost like Packers should just give it to him just because. But
I've always been an advocate of that, but whenever I bring that up, I get told no. Got to earn it.
People do. It's teams that do that.
He's mostly earned it.
Yeah, it's teams that do that a lot. Where it's like, all right, you're gonna fall short. We're just gonna give it to you just because we know you would have got it.
Well, I think that's a good bit of business to do, especially if you want the player to re-sign with you in the future and be a part of your organization. I think it matters there. If it's someone that you were planning on getting rid of anyway, then you may not do that because then you're just saying, oh, whatever. If this guy's mad at us, I don't care as much. But it does get around if you treat players poorly. People know that.
He was a third.
It's kind of like when I feel like Mikal Bridges did this season, but he's not going to be the first nor last to do it. They put a guy in 82nd game of the year. Let him go in for literally a minute. He fouls somebody. They pull him. That way he played all 82 games. And some people get really bent out of shape. But I'm like, you know what? If he was healthy enough to play, who cares? Like, good for him. Like, everybody complains about load management, but and I know, it's kind of, I don't know, corny, I guess, for lack of a better word. But if he played 81 games and he was healthy enough to play that 82nd game, but they didn't want to play him, just, they got their playoff seating locked up and whatnot, let him go in, foul 30 seconds in. That way he played, quote unquote, 82 games.
Well, but that's, like I said, that's about keeping a player happy that you plan on having around versus a guy where maybe you're not planning on doing that. Also, this Sean Ryan, he apparently was suspended for 6 games back in 2022 for violating the NFL's performance-enhancing substance policy.
So he's cheating.
So he missed 6 games.
Yeah, that's money.
So had he not had that happen, so I guess I can't feel totally bad for him.
Oh, he
on that.
missed this was
season. This was in the 22 to 2024. Remember, it was 3 seasons worth of games where he had to play 35% of the snaps, and he had 6 games where he just wasn't available at all. Plus whatever other, he may have had injuries and stuff, I don't know, but he needed whatever that was at the end of this year. He needed 65 snaps in one final game to get it. They thought he got exactly 65. Turns out he needed 67. So, sheesh. That's why we got to do math. That's why they got to teach you math at school. You got to do it.
That's one of the things. I don't know if I could come back from it. I'm going to be honest with you. If I was playing and I knew I had a $2 million bonus that I fell 2 plays short, like, I don't know. And I talked to him like, y'all really can't just give me the 2 million. Like, come on now, 2 plays.
No,
and they
rough.
Say no. Like, it's hard to play for an organization like that. Like,
it would be. I would guess you at that point you'd probably call your agent up and say either I'm firing you or you're getting me a better deal somewhere else. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah,
if you can.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting out of there, if you're flying out of Newark, New Jersey, good luck. Have you seen all the news stuff on this?
No.
This just came out like yesterday, but there's been an issue with delays there for the last, I guess, few weeks. They have 3 air traffic controllers on duty. The normal number you're supposed to have is 14. There have been massive flight delays. They've had all kinds of issues. They had like power failures at the airport. It's been a nightmare in Newark the last, over the last week or so. And to the point people have been asking, like, should I fly out of Newark? Is it safe to fly out of Newark? Like, that's bad, man. That's a large airport in a major metropolitan area. That is not good for them.
I never thought I'd get to the point of my life where I'd be like, you know what? I might rather drive. I would. The good news is there's other airports around, yes,
so you can
but
still
I'm just
get where you
saying,
need to go.
It's been some things that's happened in the past year.
Oh, doors falling off of planes?
All of that.
That was
been
bad.
Some crashes, and it's just like, you know what? Maybe I should drive.
When they report that a door fell off an airplane, and then you read in the article, they say, oh, but thankfully no one was hurt. It's like, no, physically, maybe that's accurate. But mentally, everyone there. Are you kidding?
I don't know what I would do.
Would you ever fly again if something like that happened?
I don't know what I would do if we sitting on a plane and the door just flies off.
Yeah. And it's like, well, don't worry. We landed safely. Your oxygen mask deployed. It's like, yes, but then everyone was afraid they were getting sucked out of the plane, and it was, wind and cold and no, man, I'm with you at that point. Then it would international travel would probably be out unless it was on a boat. And then I would probably want to drive everywhere. I'm with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure there are some people who've had to rent a car and just hoof it because of the delays at Newark. So yeah, that's just, I saw that.
Till you get there and they say, we have no more cars. We sold out.
Well, those cars, yes, you're right. Because then that's the next place it goes. And then from there, you're stuck.
I haven't been in that situation yet, knock on wood. I had to just get in the car and just drive.
No. I mean, I being from the Midwest, obviously, growing up here, I that's our family all the time. We would drive to New Jersey to see my family that lived out there.
I drive
8 hours. And that was just like a normal thing we did.
8 hours. My people lived in Alabama. 12, 13, 14 hour rides.
Yeah. That's no joke either. One of the richest people in America has said no thanks to a dream that I have, Tyvis has, Bodie has. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. We'll talk about who said no to buying a team that is for sale. Next, T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good Thursday morning in Plain City. We are noticing another crash happening right now. The left shoulder is blocked on US 33, just east beyond US 42 because of a crash there. Noticing a couple of congestion slowdowns there as you're making your way out the door. But of course, take some time, be a little patient, and always be safe out on the roads. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu for your fan traffic.
With Progressive customer service, there are lots of ways to connect with us, so you never have to miss a second of your favorite sport. Because you'd much rather watch a ball go through a net 124 times in 48 minutes when you don't really have to pay attention until the last two, and then somehow those 2 minutes will take an hour. You don't want to miss all that. Luckily, you can chat with Progressive on our app, online, or over the phone without missing a single one of those times the ball goes through the metal circle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This Memorial Day, turn up the heat with the Home Depot. Find the perfect grill and patio set to keep the cookouts coming all season long. Grill up a feast with the Next Grill 4-burner gas grill, only $229. And complete your space with the stylish Glen Ridge Falls 7-piece dining set, now on special buy for just $499 with free delivery. Take your Memorial Day cookout to the next level all summer long with the Home Depot. See homedepot.com/delivery for more details.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
One of these men was prom king. It was T-Bone. I swear to God, you think I'm lying, don't you? But I'm serious. He didn't always look like this, okay? Here's the prom king and Tyvis.
Hit us up on Twitter at Bone and Tyvis 971. By the way, my guys and gals at Window Nation, they're trying to help you out with the summer heat on the way. You want to get energy efficient windows from Window Nation. They're built to keep your house cool during the hot summer days, and they are some of the best energy efficient windows out there. You can get them installed by their great installers. You can get 60% off a full house of windows. For 2 years, you won't have to worry about a down payment either. No interest, no payments. That's right. Pay nothing until 2027 from Window Nation. Plus, you get a free entry door when you buy a house full of windows. All from Window Nation. 50-point inspection from every window before it leaves the factory, and a 20-point inspection of every window at your house when it's installed. That's why they are the best and have 45,000 5-star reviews. Check them out today, 866-90-NATION, or go to windownation.com. That's 866-90-NATION or windownation.com. So, Tyvis, Phil Knight, the guy who founded Nike, he's doing all right financially.
Yeah,
I'd
say so.
I'd like to find out what that's like.
I think I'm wearing Nikes now.
You are wearing Nikes.
I am
They're
wearing
nice.
Nikes.
Yeah. The low top are those Jordans?
The ones, yeah.
The ones. There you go. So Phil Knight said he is not interested in buying the Portland Trailblazers, which yesterday Paul Allen's estate said it was for sale, and of course he became the logical choice. He's based there in Oregon, not far away from Portland. I'm sure very big presence in Portland, so you'd think he would want to buy it, but he says he's 87 years old. He said 5 years ago when I was a younger man, I would have had great interest in being a part of that Blazers franchise. However, at my current age, I can confirm I no longer have interest in acquiring the team. Not a total surprise, I guess.
Yeah, it's a bummer because it's right there. I wanted to see the Nikes, wanted to see the new jerseys and all the alternates and all those things. I thought he would have brought that there. It'd have been fun. I mean, but I guess right now all he cares about is Oregon, trying to get Oregon a national championship. So
yeah. He's got that going for sure. But also at 87, this is not the only concern, right? You can always leave it to your family or whatever, but who knows how long he'll be around. But if you buy a team, like Paul Allen bought that team in 1988, and I believe he died in the late, in 2020, 2019, somewhere like that.
I can't remember. I know I was not in Seattle when he did, but I want to say it was long like 2019.
Yeah, it was pre-pandemic. You're right, but it wasn't that long ago. Is my point. He had the team for quite a while, the team accrued a lot of value for him and for his family. If Phil Knight buys it at 87 years old, I can understand him thinking, well, I'm going to buy it at an extremely high price now. Am I going to be around for 20 more years to enjoy owning this team and then see it accrue that value? We don't know, but I'm going to guess probably not 20 more years for him.
You say 87 he is?
Yeah, I mean, people are living past 107, but,
that's true. But that's
not many.
I don't know how many people are running a franchise at 107. So
there's that, too.
Yeah. He probably, it'd be fun for him for maybe like the first 3-4 years, but like I said, right now, I think his biggest thing is Oregon. He just want to see Oregon win one.
Oh, I'm sure that's right. By the way, the fan poll today brought to you by Caster Connect. They are, now that the 2025-26 NFL schedule has been released, do you feel more confident or less confident about your favorite team's chances this season? That's obviously going to depend on who your favorite team is. But right now, the fan poll says 74.6% of you say less confident. So, what about you, Tyvis? Looking at the Browns schedule, does that give you any more or less confidence with the Browns right now? Because I look at it and I didn't have a lot of confidence anyway.
That's what I was about to say. Like, my confidence was, because it's not like we didn't know what teams they were playing. Like, I knew who they were playing. And when I looked at that, I was like, ooh, yeah, they got some tough challenges. But I guess the order,
the order matters.
It does, because you can catch teams when, like, maybe this guy got hurt for an important player is hurt on their team or something like that. Like, you can catch them at the right time. So I would say the Browns projection going into the season was 3-14. I think I seen on one of the sports books.
Well, that's what they were last year.
So. Yeah, so
similar.
If the Browns win 5 or 6 games this year, that's a win for me.
Here's where I would say, like, it matters for example, the Bengals. They start on the road at Cleveland, as we know. Then Bengals have Jacksonville at home, very winnable game. At Minnesota, at Denver. Yes, they're on the road. Those are games that are going to be tough. Those are, good defense in Minnesota. Denver's offense seems all right. Detroit at home. And then, of course, at Green Bay and Pittsburgh. Those are their first, 7 games there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's it's tough, but it's not like the Bengals can't win a bunch of those games. Then they have the Jets in Chicago before the bye. I don't think they will get off to the same slow start they've gotten off in the past that has doomed them by the time they get around the playoffs. Like, the back half of their schedule seems like it has a lot more tough games in there. I feel like the first half of their schedule, they could end up being, 4 or 5 wins easily out of that schedule.
I'm going to say this. If they don't get Stewart signed and Trey Hendrickson decides to sit out, that would make them, they could potentially go more than just 0-2. But if all those guys are on board and everybody's healthy, they probably will split the first game. So I'm not saying they win. They either going to win against the Browns or win against the Jags. I don't think they might go 2-0 because they just historically start off slow. But it won't be an 0-2 start. I don't see that happening, which is what they've been doing for the past couple of years and which has been hurting them. So I think they split right there, and then we'll see how it goes from there.
I would also see them, probably the Bengals splitting that Minnesota-Denver. I could see both those on the road. If they got both of them, that'd be great.
It would be great.
Detroit at home is going to be a huge game for them. And then you go on the road to Green Bay, Pittsburgh at home. That one's on Thursday, Prime Video.
They schedule that tough, too.
Yeah, that's right. They have to go on the road to Green Bay and then Pittsburgh at home. That's not easy. But again, does Pittsburgh have a quarterback? Like, I know it's a division game. I know that's a tougher thing. But
Nantz won Aaron Rodgers. They raising 7 figures for him.
By the way, if you're having trouble remembering the Browns schedule, don't worry. We have a catchy song to help you get all the games down pat. Take a listen.
The lake is calling. The dog pounds loud. A new season's here, standing proud. The Bengals at home to start off the season. Week 2 on the road. The Ravens will be wheezing. Green Bay at home. Then the Lions on the road, where the Browns will kick Dan Campbell right in the choke. Oh, the schedule's out, the battles are set. This season surely won't end in regret. Every week the Browns will fight till the end, or they'll suck and get the #1 pick again. The Vikings in England is how we start. from the hometown to the Pope. Beat the Bills and the Steelers, we're gonna say nope. Then close out the season the same way it starts. It's the Bengals' hope. Their performance doesn't smell like wet farts. Oh, the schedule's out, the battles are set. This season surely won't end in regret. Every week the Browns will fight till the end, or they'll suck and get the #1 pick again.
There you go. It's the song that's sweeping the nation. Let's go ahead and book that one in the top 40. It's going to be there.
I like it. I mean, it's very honest. It's probably how every Brown fan thinks.
It's got a little bit of the country music vibe, clearly. So there you listen to a lot of country music?
No, my wife does, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Does she have a favorite artist of anybody?
I couldn't tell you.
That's right, because you're not listening to it.
No. Is Morgan Wallen considered?
He's country.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a weirdo.
Is Luke Combs?
Luke Combs, I believe.
That's
Combs?
the fast car guy?
Oh, well, Tracy Chapman, but then, I think he covered it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, my kids like that song.
See? There you go.
See, I know a couple, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot now.
That's next. We're gonna go to a metal festival and then country music festival with you. We'll do it all. We'll get it there. All right, we're gonna do crosstalk and then the buzzer is next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Happy Thursday. Things looking a lot better for folks out in Gahanna. The left lane was blocked on I-670, US 62 West, just beyond 270 because of a crash. But as we just saw, crews cleared up the situation and no slowdowns to report as of now. I'm 10 TV's Breen Albizu for your fan traffic.
Take advantage of the BMI FCU Auto Refinance Summer Savings Event. Earn a $400 cash bonus when you bring your auto loan to BMI FCU. Visit bmifcu.org/refinance for more details.
This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, where our erectile dysfunction treatments are shown to be effective in nearly 90% of cases. Listen to what Alex has to say about our ED treatments.
I have been experiencing problems with ED, but that's all changed. My name's Alex, and I've been a patient for Tri-State Men's Health for under a year. I highly recommend this. Every day I wake up feeling good compared to I was back in the old days. It change is more exciting. You know, I don't have a problem with ED anymore. I'm having a lot more fun. I was very comfortable. I was always comfortable in any conversation I had with Tri-State Men's Health. Yeah, I just want to let gentlemen out there know that you do not have to live with ED, that it is not just an aging process. It is also hormonal and balance and everything in your system. And once you get that under control and everything, you do go back to your youth a lot in how you feel.
Thanks, Alex. It's true. If you're like most men, we'll help you get your sex life back. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Hi there, I'm Ryan Reynolds, and like most actors, I have a list of things that I like to have on set. It's called a rider. It's just little things like wind chimes being blown by a easterly breeze, a 7-year-old calico cat to purr on my lap, and, of course, 2 freshly cracked eggs scrambled with crispy hash brown sausage crumble and creamy chipotle sauce from Tim Hortons. It smells amazing. Now, where did I put that hand-carved wooden spoon? From my rider to Tim's menu, try my new scrambled eggs loaded breakfast box.
Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants.
The standing room only, with all eyes on the 18th green.
That's a good-looking ball.
The sudden roars. That Sunday celebration.
Jack always made the putt at 18, and today, Scotty Scheffler did.
Witness the Memorial Tournament presented by Workday, May 26th through June 1st. It's second to none. Visit memorialtickets.com today.
Wow, what a shot.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spring is here, and it's time to refresh your yard with Ohio Mulch. With 15 convenient locations in Central Ohio, it's easier than ever to get your mulch ready for the season. Need it delivered? No problem. Save $50 on home delivery when you order online. Whether it's mulch, soil, or even stone, we've got your yard covered. Visit OhioMulch.com today and spruce up your garden with the best.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, clean deserve better.
Guess what? Our ugly faces are on YouTube. Search 971 The Fan and watch all your favorite shows. Laptop, phone, tablet, smart TV. We're everywhere. Bring us in the bedroom with you. Yes, The Fan.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Airflow Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
The next time Tyvis hits a home run in softball will be the first time Tyvis hits a home run in softball. You are listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
I'm gonna use Baker's bat this year. That way I know I'm gonna hit a home run.
Baker, do you have a torpedo bat?
I do not, but you better do better than you did last time you used
the
it.
last time I didn't have swings. I'm going to the cages.
Oh, that's good.
July 19th. Cardell texted me about it a couple days ago. July 19th is the day of the softball game.
There you go. That'll be a fun time. That is Ryan Baker you hear, one of the three members of Bishop and Friends. Baker, how are you, man?
I'm doing good. Now, you're going to go take swings, or do you want me to go hit you some fly balls? Because last time I watched you play, that was the issue I saw, was you catching the ball in the outfield.
Well, I made up for it last year.
Well, I didn't see that. I can only go on what I saw with my own eyes.
Last year worked out even better. You know why? Because I DH'd last year.
So they were like, they saw the year before, and they're like, we're not putting him back out there.
We had a bunch of people, and I said, you know what, you go ahead. And then we just he did maybe 4 innings, and I was like, all right, I'll go do it.
So you were scared?
Nah. I told you they hit a fly ball, and guess what I did? I calmed myself. See, the last year I had to run, and I overran it. This time I calmed myself, seen the trajectory of the ball, and I said, all right, that's where it's at. Stood back, then came forward, boom, caught it, routine play.
I'll go hit you some fly balls if you want. So you don't overrun it.
I'm a natural. You know, I'm a natural athlete.
I've been dealing all last week where he came in and said he could steal a base in a Major League Baseball game.
That's a guarantee, so. All right. That's
good.
Listen, I was actually on your side a little bit. I don't know what if you have 10 tries, yes, you can do it at least once. I have faith in you.
Doing it
You're not going to do it 8 times, though.
See, that's it. He said 1 of 1. Just give me one chance, and that's all I need, and I'll get it.
Chance.
And I said,
and I want it regular. I don't want it to be this is the focal point. I want the pitcher to go through his progressions and all those things and see. All right.
You want him to try to pick you off, too?
Yeah. I want all of that.
Oh, he'll see him.
I want all that.
First time he throws to first base, you're toast.
No, he going to throw it to first base, and I'm going to laugh at him. And then the next time, I'm going to just edge off a little bit more to entice him to go back at me again. I'm going to get there. And then it's all right, that third time, I'm ready to roll.
We are pushing digital on the Fan here, right? And our social media and all of that. We need to bring back Tyvis Tries. Now, we probably couldn't use that name because I'm sure it was trademarked or something. We need to do something. You can ask
the 1870 Society if they give it up.
We need to do something because you play in these other sports. We need to see more often.
Oh, yeah. I agree with that 100%. We've also thought about on the show, some of the listeners in the chat have suggested that we bring in a gross fatty food that Tyvis claims he doesn't like, and bring that in once a week and let him eat it. Yeah. Or he can say, oh, yeah, this is actually really good. I like this, too.
I said for a full week, I'm going to call it Tyvis Pull the Pin Week. Where I'm going to let Common Man and T-Bone suggest food, and I'm going to go try it and just for a week so I don't care about my weight or nothing. I'm gonna just eat it. But I'm not doing the 5 for $5. That's off the table. That's not
When
happening.
he found out we ate 5 roast beef sandwiches Arby's used to do.
You could do that easy.
No, I
That's
cannot.
what I told him. I told him that too.
Those
I
sandwiches
couldn't.
aren't even that big.
No, I could not. I'd probably eat 2 and I'd be like,
Baker,
I'm stuffed.
You'd have no problem with, right? Like, I mean, I had that and then a fry and a drink. Like, it was a whole, it was just a meal. It was great.
I could do a 5 for $5. I don't want to, but I could do it.
No, yeah. I think it's, when it came
In
out.
one sitting. So you just sat down, knocked one
sitting,
down.
I was in my car. I did it before I got home. It wasn't even a problem. There was nothing to worry about. What do you guys?
It's impressive.
What do you guys have coming up on Bishop and Friends today, Baker?
Well, we have no Paul Feinbaum today. Usually we do, but he's down at that Celebrity Pro-Am in Birmingham, Alabama. But he did have Nick Saban on his show yesterday, and Saban had some interesting comments about college football and this commission supposedly that the president wants to put in, and if he's comfortable dealing with that. I'm sure we will talk about the Bengals and the Browns schedule, which, by the way, I'm very upset about the Browns schedule, because how can you be my pimp if we have no primetime games for me to help you here at the station?
I'm trying to work on me not having to go up there on away game. So that way, like, I can still
all away games.
I'm trying. I got to talk to him.
Well, that
about
may
it.
have just made my mood a little better, but I was not happy with no Browns
Listen,
primetime
you think
games.
that I'm not thinking about you on this.
I don't think you're thinking about me at all. You're thinking about yourself, but that's okay as long as I benefit.
We are a package deal, Baker.
Trust me, I'm thinking about on the day after where it's like, hey, so are you going to be available for the next day's show when you're up until midnight, 2 a.m. taking calls?
He's gonna be home by 8 o'clock now because of these games.
They got a 4:25 game. I think
They have
it's
a
against,
they
I
have
think
a
it's against the
405
Ravens
and a 425.
Yeah, I think the 405 is the 425 against the Ravens. So that means that the game won't end at 8, which means post game won't end at 10. I get home at like 12 o'clock, midnight.
You have to get up early when they're in London.
Oh yeah,
but then
you should be used to it. That's what
you got
this
a
is
point
condition.
there.
We're conditioning
Pretty
you for
much.
that.
I'll be sitting there like I might be able to sleep in a couple of more hours.
There you go. Well, we're looking forward today, Baker. Appreciate that. Bishop and Friends coming up, top of the hour, take you till noon. Right now, it's time for the buzzer.
Shove it down your throat.
It's time for the buzzer.
Sponsored by Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings in Dublin. AmishCountryFurnishings.com.
All right. I love this story from McDonald's. Wish it was here and wish it involved my name. So Brad Pitt, apparently in New Zealand, this was a big deal. Brad Pitt was in New Zealand and he visited a McDonald's because I guess Brad Pitt, even though he's in great shape, he's an actor, he's got to, watch his figure. Likes some McDonald's. Good for him.
I'm not mad at that.
No. Apparently the man went into a McDonald's, ordered a quarter pounder with cheese.
Okay, that's just a single or a double? Because even I would do a double quarter pounder with cheese.
Apparently he visited a McDonald's drive-thru. This was back on Easter Sunday, and it was believed he got a quarter pounder with cheese, fries, and a drink.
Okay.
So got the meal. Among other things.
Me hanging with you and Common Man and Tim, I would say he's a wuss. He could have got a double.
Throw a couple apple pies on there, too, and they were talking. Anyway, he apparently, because of this, now the McDonald's, in all the McDonald's stores in New Zealand have said, if you show up in the next few days, I don't know how good this deal is, how long it goes. Apparently, if you show up in the next few days and your name is Brad, you will get a free quarter pounder with cheese from McDonald's in New Zealand only, and only for a limited time.
Well, you have to show ID?
No, it's on your app. So when you sign into the McDonald's app, you have to put your name in. And so if your name is Brad, you'll just have an offer waiting saying, claim your free quarter pounder with cheese. I like that. Also, I think McDonald's should just imagine if that was a reality show. Every week, McDonald's says, hi, it's the McDonald's Who Gets Free Food show for 5 minutes on YouTube. They spin a wheel of names. And if it's like, oh, look, here we go, Jonathan comes up. It's like, hey, yes. And you get either like a big 10-piece McNugget or a quarter pounder with cheese. Imagine if they had that. Wouldn't you tune in every week to find out if your name got picked? I would.
Yeah.
Well, I know. Tyvis, they may not have.
Unfortunately,
Tyvis,
it'll be maybe one and maybe some other guy.
What if it's your middle name? What's your middle name?
Chancey.
Oh, Chancey. Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's about it, yeah.
Well, you go to the souvenir store, they're just like, sorry, we have no license plates, flashlights, anything with your name on it. We've got Amanda and Amber and Alex. We got all those. We don't have Tyvis. Sorry about that one. Well, buddy, you know what? It's been a fun couple hours here. Now you've got about the same amount of time to drive up to Cleveland and go to another few hours of radio and TV
here's
and
to
YouTube.
no traffic.
There we go. Here's to no traffic. That's right.
I'll see you.
I'll toast you with the water that you spilled all over the desk to start the show. That's it for us. Bodie, great job today. Appreciate all the help. We will be back tomorrow. Make sure you follow the podcast. Just search T-Bone and Tyvis wherever you get podcasts. And go to Twitter at Bone and Tyvis 971 to give us a follow. We will see you then. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Still monitoring a crash for those out in Plain City. The left lane is blocked on US 33 East beyond US 42 because of a crash right there, causing a little bit of slowdowns as workers still work to clean up the situation. But other than that, looking pretty good for your Thursday. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu for your fan traffic.
The great thing about Atlas Butler is they do it all. Heating, cooling, plumbing. Look, I'm busy with work. I don't have time to wait around or deal with lots of people. One company, one call, and they do it all. Wonder if they'll clean out my inbox. Seriously, offer that service. Please.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Get Mega May discounts at Coghlan Kia. Lease a new Kia K4, only $89 a month for 24 months. Or get 1.9% financing for 48 months. Or $2,000 bonus cash on a new 25 Kia Sportage or Sorrento. Visit CoglanKia.com.
Coghlan has the car for you.
$49.99 due at signing, 10,000 miles per year, 20 cents per mile over. Tax, title, and license fees excluded. No security deposit. $400 disposition fee at lease end. 1.9 for 48 equals $21.65 per 1,005. With approved credit through KMF. Residency restrictions may apply. Offers cannot be combined. See dealer for details. N6225.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up.
Going up.
But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button.
Going down.
We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40. Period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free Samsung 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
At QC Kinetics, we're all about keeping you in the game, helping you get lasting relief from joint pain. That's why we're excited to announce that QC Kinetics is now partnering with the National Pickleball League. So many of our satisfied patients are avid pickleball players, and they're thrilled with how we've helped them get back on the court. As lead sponsor of the National Pickleball League, we're committed to help pickleball fans of all ages with the latest, most advanced regenerative cell treatments. These treatments use your body's own healing power, revitalizing and restoring damaged joint tissue the natural way, with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. Whether you're a pickleball fanatic or enjoy golf or running or tennis, stay in the game with help from QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics, proud to promote active, pain-free living as a lead sponsor of the National Pickleball League. Call now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
When you're ready to sell your car, another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company is the easy, fast, fair, and hassle-free way to sell. This is Justin Hinderer. We pay top dollar for your vehicle, whatever the make or model, and no purchase is necessary. Consider trading and get even more toward your next vehicle. Drive in today and leave with cash or get a great deal. See why it's a pleasure doing business. Just visit HindererMotorCompany.com.
I'm an old school Joe, and my philosophy is simple and effective. At the end of the day, it's not what you win or lose, it's what you save. And bet and reduce juice at Prime Sports Ohio is the way to save money on every single bet. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Evan Cohen here. Picking a place to build a life is a lot like selecting a draft pick. Make a decision that will set you up for long-term success. Pick Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, you'll find dynamic career opportunities, beautiful seasons, affordable living, and legendary weekends. From its high quality of life and great schools to its fine arts, culinary, and pro sports scenes, Wisconsin gives you so much to look forward to. That's why you should pick Wisconsin. Learn more about making Wisconsin your home. Visit pickwisconsin.com.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.